experts call toxic masculinity.
Research found the underlying cause for could be masculinity context culture.
Toxic masculinity, we've sort of heard this phrase popping up. The phrase has gained a lot of attention recently, especially with the Me Too movement.
It's showtime.
I'm no godless Tommy. I fought the Star-Spangled Banner.
You bring the cavalry?
Woman, I am the cavalry.
They are my people. I am their sovereign. I love them.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Knock. Stick around.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Masculine Mondays. We're talking about one of the most underrated mafia movies ever created. No one said that. I'm just kind of throwing it out there into the blue here. Maybe someone said that. Who knows? We're talking about A Bronx Tale. It's a movie that, didn't have a huge budget in the box office. Didn't do exceedingly well in the box office either. But I had people request it for this Monday night show here on Masculine Mondays. If you're wondering what the hell we do here on Masculine Mondays, we talk about why masculinity in cinema is important. We look at the characters, we look at the themes, we would look at the reflections, and we talk about a few scenes in particular. If you want to know more about that, you can look at the video in the description below. It's about 6 minutes. It talks a lot about what we cover here on every Monday night. It's a new movie every Monday. And again, the video in the description is just a precursor. So we'll talk more about, again, the formatting and kind of what we discuss and attribute to each of the scenes and the characters. And as much as I could do this alone, I thought, you know what, we always have to have a panel. We always have to have guests on here just to make it interesting and just to kind of see, what other people think. We'd like to have good discussions here. Obviously, if you're in the chat, go ahead and type what you think. And again, as much as we could talk about this with the panel, having people in the chat also communicate with us is a big thing here. So we can't do this without you. And joining me tonight was none other than Mr. Blue Collar Loser, our resident New Yorker here.
I'll break this in with you. There we go.
Love that. And joining us for the first time here on Masculine Mondays from New Jersey, Mr. Foulball Productions. How you doing, Matty?
I'm well, sir. Exit 145, in case anyone's wondering.
Good to see you gentlemen here tonight. And, I hadn't watched this movie in quite a while, I realized. And I know a few people had mentioned and recommended this movie in particular. I believe it was this man in the chat here, Mr. Waylon Bocephus. Howdy, y'all. What's up, Waylon? How you doing, buddy? He was the one that was like, all right, I'm going to recommend this in the Discord, and there we go. Exactly. I requested this film. I want to say it was someone else. I want to say it might have been Rossi that was like, I love A Bronx Tale too. But I mean, I don't know very many people who don't like this movie. And because it had been so long since I've seen A Bronx Tale, I'm like, you know what? I love Chaz Palminteri. He especially now he's pretty based, but back then loved De Niro. Obviously, recently he's kind of gone off the deep end in the the TDS department. But and it's like, dude, just don't bring politics into movies. You're one of the greatest Italian American actors in cinema. Like, you have so many great movies out there. I don't want to just like have a negative connotation when I watch your movies. And I know when I watch this movie again, I put that aside because I'm like, I'm here to focus and study the themes in this film. So, I had to be professional as I could be here. But yeah, I was surprised to see that this movie only had like a $10 million budget, but only did like 18 million in the box office. I'm like, did I just never look at it that way? I always thought this movie was like a successful hit because everyone always said like, oh, I love A Bronx Tale. Like, it's one of the, you got to put it up there with like Goodfellas and Casino and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't think it's the best, but I definitely think it's a very good Italian mob based movie. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, I was thinking because it's I think it's De Niro's directorial debut, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And he's not playing a heavy, he's playing a concerned father. So I wonder if that at the time, what was this, 97?
93.
93?
Yeah.
I'm way off.
Yeah.
I guess I wonder if people were just because that's right after Casino. It's only or Goodfellas and like right before Casino. So I wonder if people were expecting him to be the heavy and they're just like not used to it. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's a movie I've always been aware of since I was a kid. It's always been praised as far as I know. It was on HBO a lot when I was a kid. So I don't know.
Yeah. And you also see them together in Analyze This, right? With Billy Crystal, and I know that movie kind of gets some hate here and there, but I enjoy it. I don't think it's the best movie, but I'll never forget the part when he's like, I want to get some closure, and Chaz Bolton's like, all right, hang up. And it's like, look up what closure means. Like, it's just, because that's not in their, the mafia mind mentality dictionary. Right. So, but yeah, this movie is definitely one I, again, just I've always liked since I watched it when I was a kid. Probably again too young and to understand a lot about it, but just watching it again, being older now, I'm like, yeah, these things when parents say you'll understand when you're older and you'll understand a lot of things, and it definitely makes sense now. And I think there are some good themes and good motives here in this film. So we'll say what's up to the chat and we'll dive on in here. We got Bootzilla. What's up, dude? How are you doing tonight? Mr. Rio, evening to you as well. Yeah, I'm doing well. Not bad for a Monday, and I'm a lot warmer than most people are right now. So hope y'all are staying warm out there. Wayfarer, good to see you, buddy. We got a Vital Idol raid. What's up, Leon? I know Leon was going to join, but he's going to the movies. I think with his little one. So always got to support the fam. But I appreciate that, brother. I hope you're doing well. Aztec Warrior, hope you're doing well, my dude. Junebug loves you. What's going on? Daxi, the furriest mod on the planet. Hope you're doing well, my brother. There's Leon right there. Jack G22s. Who else we got? PK, the one and only. What's going on? AJ, how you doing, man? Have you ever seen this movie? Just curious.
It doesn't have enough regal lions in it for him.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, there are colored folks in this, but just there's no lion folk in this. And of course, leave it to the black feminine lead there who loves Italian dudes.
As you do.
Just saying. Our young comrade Jackson, aka Box Office Brawler. I'm tempted to learn more about this title, boys. Yeah, man. I was toying around with a few different titles, but I definitely feel like because of the way C. Calogero, him being enticed at such a young age, and going into his teen years, right? Like this does have an effect through that sort of longevity of an 8-year run. But Draconis, how you doing, dude? Excellent choice. Maybe it was you as well, Draconis, that said you like the Bronx Tale. Again, I'm trying to remember who all said it, but and it was based on his experience, and then obviously De Niro saw this based on his play as well. So, but salmon time. I wish I could eat salmon, man. I can't eat it. It's too fatty for me.
It's good fats. It's like omega-3 and all that.
Yeah. It's like I get a bit nauseous when I eat it.
Cheese.
I know what I don't get nauseous off of? Pizza, Italian food.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have too many calories. Pizza's fine.
Yeah,
that's not too fatty. Got it. All right.
I mean, from what I hear is that pizza in Italy doesn't make you fat because they obviously use better ingredients.
That's true.
Than we do
better
in the
pizza,
States.
Papa John's.
Better pizza, better ingredients. Papa John's confirmed to be Italian. So something along those lines. Appreciate it, Leon. Hopefully there's some good background noise while you make your fish. The lovely Sherry, hello. How are you doing, my dear? New pick bundled up from what I see. Yes, stay warm out
Very
there.
topical. Very topical profile pick.
Yeah, I was like, you were up with the times. I suppose if it's freezing, you'll just put a picture of snow. But yeah. So essentially, again, for how we like to do things here on Masculine Mondays, we're going to go through a few different things here based on the characters first and foremost, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about how they rank based on their traits, of course. And there are three things that I talk about in my video that is a precursor to this whole thing. Again, if you're new here, if you're obviously a repeat fan
or a
follower,
retard fan,
or retarded, I have a really good clip that I have a clip that I was it was for Goodwin, but him being the elderly around here that needs to get some doctor checkups, and hopefully he'll be good, of course. Man's like half immortal, so this maybe if he watches this, he'll appreciate it at some point. But if not, there's always next week. But maybe I'll save that special clip. But there is a clip in particular that reminded me of when I was watching this movie. I was like, oh, I have to go grab this clip because it's from a completely different show. And y'all know what I'm talking about when we get to it. But what's up, Vex? How you doing? Where is Goodwin? He was alive when the Bronx was established.
She's not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He probably helped name it. We're going to call this the Bronx. And then we're going to call this Brooklyn. And everything else. But the other thing about, again, the show is we'd like to talk about the three main ratings between aspiration, inspiration, and affirmation. The AIA sort of rating here. As soon as I can share my bloody screen, but perfecto. And Mr. Chaz Palminteri with Mr. De Niro and the struggling son. So again, masculine traits. These are not every single trait we'll ever talk about or I'll ever have on stream here, but this is just about a dozen or so, right? So we like to attribute these to our characters and to maybe to see what they come from in different scenes, of course. And again, I mentioned this AIA rating, and we color code it just to make things a little bit simpler, right? Almost like a character sheet, if you will, if you are a nerd like myself and you like to play role-based games. And but I think what this helps us do is that it helps us separate what masculinity looks like and how it helps build men from the ground up. And obviously, like, you want to achieve a green rating. This is what characters should aim for and grow towards, as it like integrates their strengths, restraint, responsibility, again, those main traits. And again, we look at it and base it off the entirety of the film, right? So how young young C grows from start to finish. Again, even for Lorenzo and Sonny here as examples, right? Yellow means they got halfway, not full bore, but there's something there that with just, again, more honing, that they could definitely achieve such a thing. And red, yeah, they didn't get it, or it just represents what you shouldn't strive to do. But again, it just kind of shows us what the healthy side looks like versus the complete opposite. So we'll definitely talk about a lot of this rating between all of our characters here. So see what's up to some other folks in the chat. Mr. Jacob Ironside, how are you doing, my friend? Hope you're warm as well. And another gentleman who has been hitting the gym lately, Mr. Jamalema, how are you doing, my friend? I'll be here lurking. I say lurking, and I'll join you for a bit. Sounds good, man. Hope you're doing well. First and foremost, let's talk about Lorenzo Anello. the moral father. He's a quiet provider, right? Peaceful man, likes to be a working man. For the city, nice city job. Had some benefits. Probably better now than there was in the 1960s, but he's a bus driver, right? I'd say Blue, you could probably relate to this a lot.
This hits a lot different now, being a dad, also being a former bus driver.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, man, like, I mean, for someone like Blue Collar Loser here, who's been in a similar position, obviously as a father as well, right? Like, he shows a lot of integrity throughout the course of this movie, and he's kind of done that through the course of his life. And again, like, he has very good work ethics. He understands, what the moral compass should like. He has very good moral clarity. He's a responsible father, not just because of like what he has to do for his family, but how he wants to raise his son because of how his parents brought him here to the United States, right? So like, or had him here in the United States. So like what they wanted to bring him, it kind of just transcends through generations. And obviously he's protective. He's protective of his son more so than his wife in the movie. Obviously he's protective of his wife too, but the story is encompassed around his son, around Caledro, right? And honestly, it is just a no-brainer to really give him greens across the board, right?
Yeah.
It's very cut and dry for him to have these green marks, because he does embody the masculinity that is rooted in this honest labor, and he shows restraint, and he has this moral consistency. He denies like this, this quote unquote gift that Sonny is like, oh, hey, drop off a sheet of paper, we'll give you $150 a week, or like, yeah, we'd love to sit you closer to the fight. And it's like, no, like I paid good money for these seats. I don't care if they're higher up. Like I worked for this. I paid for it. We're sitting here. Even when they get I should say his mom finds $600, right, hidden behind the dresser drawer. And, Lorenzo takes his son and goes back to Sonny and goes, we don't want your money. And this isn't good money, right? That's definitely gonna be a big talking point I'll get to later. But again, he just shows why his honest labor and restraint, like, I don't want to take that. I'm not gonna, stoop to that. Like, I know who he is. We came from he even says, like, we came from the same neighborhood. Like, he's no stranger to who Sonny is, but he doesn't possess any sort of like social power that Sonny does. The only power that Lorenzo has is being the bus driver and controlling when it stops, when it goes, who gets on, who gets off, who pays. And, and I think he does command this authority through the integrity. And again, just to kind of highlight his archetype, like, he represents this quiet masculinity, and he doesn't get very loud. And again, he doesn't usually yell at his son, except for like maybe, I think, like once or twice in the entire film. And again, like, this is something that most boys and young men overlook because it lacks this spectacle, right? Like, and the spectacle is what Sonny has, right? Because he commands the presence of social, everywhere around him, like the whole block either, maybe loves him a little bit, but obviously it's all based on fear, right? And we'll get more to that later. But Lorenzo's strength is proven by this, again, the unwavering responsibility that he has and the sacrifice, for his family, that he wakes up every day. Like, I've got a clip for it, but he's like, I'm the hero. I'm the tough guy, right? Like, let's see, Sonny wake up every single day and grind and do the work, like do a hard day's work day after day after day after day after day. Like, he can't do that, which is true. So again,
also, I mean, when you're, one of the virtues you're talking about is courage. I mean, he's basically, he knows exactly who Sonny is. He knows that he's a mobster. He knows he's dangerous, and yet he still goes after him like aggressively, especially as the movie starts to progress and like their relationship gets stronger. He knows he can't physically do anything to this guy, but he still goes there as a father and really gets in the dude's face about it.
Yeah. even when he's like, "What'd you do to my son?" And he kind of, roughs him up, and one of the guys, I forget, I think it was Jimmy Whispers, who punches him in the stomach a little bit, and knocks the wind out of him. He's like, next time, ask questions or whatever, he says, before you just to sort of assume like something's wrong here, like, maybe check with your boy before you start coming at me. And this is like towards the end of the movie, right? But yeah, he has no problem. He's like, I'm not afraid of you. And it's like, Sonny kind of says like, I'll put you, in the ground, and don't ever touch me. And yeah, but again, like just the fact that he isn't afraid of him, like Lorenzo is one of the guys, like, like the fear that you have for everyone else, or that everyone has, like who fears you, I'm not afraid of that. I might respect you to a certain degree, but I don't fear you, and I feel like he's like Lorenzo type of guy. Like if he would definitely die to protect his son, if it meant like to taking him away from Sonny, right? Like if it came down to that point, it's kind of like, I love that line at the end where, they're at the funeral, and we'll talk about that scene more in depth, but I love that line where C, tells his father, like, I'm sorry if I did anything to hurt you because of the time that I spent with Sonny. It's like, he even says, like, you were like a father to me. And it's like, I mean, can you have, I feel like this would be a bad joke, but like, can you have two fathers? Like,
pause.
Yeah, pause, right? Hold up. Wait a minute.
That's a problem, because Sonny had more time to be a second father figure, because his dad was busting his ass working 6 or sometimes 7 days a week. At one point, he does say that he was working 7 days a week. It's hard to be a dad when I'm busting my ass paying the bills. And plus, back then, that atmosphere, the mom wasn't working. So it's like the dad had to work 7 days a week to provide for his family.
Yeah, and that's why she was like, I mean, listen, like, Lorenzo, like, let's think about giving back that $600. We could definitely use it, But again, like,
unscrupulous whore.
Yeah, but like he sticks to, again, his ethics, like his moral compass. It's just like, no, I don't care. I'd rather work another day to make up that money. And he tries to do things for his son, like I got Yankees tickets. We're going to go to a fight. We're going to get ice cream. Like, and obviously,
Well, he also knows that, Sonny's buying something for his money. It's not charity. He's buying loyalty, or he's buying silence, or, complacence, or it's just like not blackmail necessarily, but leverage.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's up, Rose? How you doing, girly? Hope you're doing well.
I mean, depends on Nick. I look at pride, but like, definitely Lorenzo has pride, but that's the point. He has pride where like these tickets were my tickets. The food is my food. I bought that. It wasn't a handout. He doesn't know where Sonny's money comes from. And to him, it's a dishonest living. What I do is honest, hard work. What you do is dishonest. And again, people, they look up to me because they care about me. People don't look up to you. They fear you. They fear him. He's like, oh, Dad, they love you on the bus. They love him. He's like, no, people love me on the bus. They love me. They don't love him. They're afraid of him. There's a difference.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I kind of just split that scene into a couple different clips, just because, again, like, it's a long scene, but man, it's just so powerful. I'll play one real quick.
How could you do that, Dad? It was my money.
That's bad money. I don't want you to have that money.
Dad, I earned that money.
I said I want you to stay away from him.
Dad, please listen to me.
I said you stay away from him.
Dad, listen to me.
Did you hear what I said? You stay away from him.
Man.
It also, people nowadays will say, "Oh God, CPS, child abuse." Listen, I have still to say scars from actual ass whoopings. Like, trust me, that's nothing.
I don't think kids get slapped enough these days, honestly.
And
that's right.
Like,
they wouldn't turn out to be blue-haired libs if they did.
Pretty much. I feel like we'd have less of a problem right now with a lot of people.
Ice riots, you think?
For sure. I mean, I'd say, like, at least like more people would have their head out of their asses if people got a nice whooping or two. They just get away for too much. Again, like this kid, like, he thinks he's entitled to the money because he worked for it, and it's like, no, you don't understand. And it's like, he even says, like, I don't get it. And it's like, you will when you're older, right? And that's the idea that someone is explaining these things to you, some sort of parental figure, again, hopefully it's a male that, understands it. And, again, like, Lorenzo is a great father figure because, and it's unfortunate too, like you said, Blue, he's busy working because he has to, he's making that sacrifice for his family. And meanwhile, Sonny's like, well, I get to do what I want. I got my crew. I get to hang out at the bar. We get to play and gamble for money. We've got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff set up everywhere, and I don't have much to worry about, right? Because people fear me. It's like he says, like, I'm not a good comedian. I'm not that funny, but people are afraid of me. So they just laugh at my jokes, even when they're just semi funny at that point. But
it's like that scene in The Sopranos. You remember that?
Yeah.
Where that guy, Robert Loggia, gets out of jail, and then everyone's laughing so hard at Tony's joke. They're all just and doubled over in laughter, and he sees Loggia just staring at him, knowing that it's just because he's the boss.
Yeah, this isn't funny. I know that this is not a funny joke, but people are just laughing because you're the boss.
You're the boss.
You're the boss. We got to laugh.
It's two different lifestyles. Sonny's like the cool uncle. I mean, he calls him a second father figure. But yeah, Sonny's always on playtime. Like he only sees Sonny as like, partying, hanging out with the guys, laughing, joking, making money. He also doesn't see when Sonny's killing people. But Dad's too tired to be always in play mode. Dad's the disciplinary. Remember, Sonny doesn't discipline him. Sonny's just there to be cool and hang out and have good times. That's all Sonny is.
Yeah, and it's like when Young sees like, I don't want steak, and he's like, I work hard to get us to eat steak once a week. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I just bought a bunch of steak to have like multiple times a week, but it's just like these weird things that in context, it's like, man, like how hard does someone have to work? And I'm sure that wasn't like some expensive prime cut either. It was probably a decent steak, but we're not talking like, kids getting a nice 12 ounce steak or something like that. But
things were different back then too. I mean, we didn't have the giant cattle industry that we do now. That just provides millions of steaks every single day. It's like that was the thing. I think even like my dad growing up, like they didn't have like red meat like multiple times a week. It was pretty rare.
No. That's true. Yeah. For what they had, especially like oh God, what's the old guy who comes along the way, calls everyone a Mary. With the
peddler dude.
Yeah, and at one point, he gives he starts giving C a bunch of free stuff because like he's like, oh wow, this is the sort of power that Sonny has because he said that he knows what I did for him. So it definitely opens the eyes of Calogero, right? So it's again, understanding that power at a young age again could be, it's tempting, right? And that's kind of like why I titled the name of this stream. Like people, young men see this, young boys see this and like, oh, that's the spectacle I want. I want to have this. And honestly, like that's also a problem right now, like on social media, right? People see all this, hype stuff, whether it's, even other streamers, they think like, oh my God, like these content creators have got it made and blah, blah, blah. Like, I want to be like them when I grow up. But it's like, you don't know anything else aside from.
I want to be top G.
Yeah, right. Like, people like, I want to grow up and be like Kai Cenat. What it's like, hold on now.
Yeah. What do you want to do when you're a kid? I want to do mukbangs.
Yeah, right. I want to be like Mr. Beast. All right, I'm sending you to boot camp. You're going to the army. That's it.
Old man's name is Phil the peddler.
Yeah, Phil. That's right, Phil the peddler. Oh man,
better than Phil the diddler.
I know, or the Phil the pedo.
Yeah.
Also similar, close to one another. But let's talk more about the other mentor figure here, Sonny. Again, he's very charismatic, and obviously he's the kingpin of the block. He has that authority. Obviously, he's got a lot of street intelligence. Obviously, he did 10 years in the pen, so he learns a lot. And he tells older Calogero, right, like you either do three things in jail, right? You either lift weights, you gamble, or you get in trouble. I was like, well, what did you do? I read. It's like, wouldn't that be 4 things at that point, Sonny? But I mean, yeah, like he learned a lot. He quotes something from Machiavelli, right? And he's like, the guy lived around like 500 years ago. But I feel like for Sonny here, he projects a lot of confidence, right? Like, and he kind of walks around with this swagger, and again, this authority that he has, and he says it himself. Not to mention like what Lorenzo says, like he has this fear-based respect, and he appears powerful at all times. He makes very decisive, scenarios his own, right? From the very beginning of the film, when you think it's just about a parking spot, or the bar scene, right? It's like, I'm going to make these decisive, moments mine, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. And a lot of people admire him. Again, whether it is out of fear or someone like Sonny, especially the kids, right? They're trying to mimic, Johnny Coffee Cake or Sonny or Jimmy Whispers, right? Like on the doorstep, right? So, but I think again, Sonny's the opposite side of this masculinity here, where it's seductive, it's unstable, it's built on this intimidation rather than just this like same moral legitimacy that his father has, right? But he does offer this protection, and he does offer some wisdom while going through it, right? And because I definitely think it is like conditional, and it is rooted in control. And I think that's what I'm going to paraphrase it, but I believe Colegio says it at the end, where like between his dad and Sonny, he learned about giving and receiving like this unconditional love, even from Sonny, right? Like, aside from the one, kind of slip up that Sonny has about, oh, hey, did you do something to my car? Where did you take my car when I gave it to you? And he's like, yeah, kid's not lying to me. But maybe I screwed up. And because of that, like, he saves his life. He's like, I got to find this kid. I spooked him. I don't want him to do something stupid. But, again, I think Sonny does have some affirmation here. And he does have some good inspiration, but also a lot of it is not good because of what he does, because he is, a mob boss, kingpin here, right? Like, he's a gangster. Yeah. So I don't know how much inspiration a young boy can get from this. So aside from like, maybe I don't want to do this, but also I can maybe learn some valuable lessons, street smarts. I mean, how many people have you guys known? I've certainly known a lot of people that were very book smart and had zero street smarts, zero common sense. And I'm just like, I don't know if you'd survive out in the world if it didn't take place in a library. So,
yeah, some people, it's like reading people and reading situations. Like, I remember, because I spent about 5 years in New York City in my early 20s, and I moved to LA. And there was this dude, I was sitting outside my apartment when I was in LA, and he was like, he had like a street vibe to him, and the neighborhood I lived in was like kind of nice. I knew he didn't belong there. Right. And the way, and he like was like, hey man. And I just immediately like read his vibe, and he like started stepping on the stairs. I'm like, hey, like back off, like, like got it, like just coldly confrontational enough. And I could see in his eyes that he was like, whoa, what? He's playing the whole game. And that's like a level of like, you have to be around that to understand what is happening right here. It's like they call it the friendly stranger or whatever. They're just like so happy to see you, and they crack you and rob you.
Yeah. 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 There was one time I was in college, and this was actually down in Boca Raton. And a couple of people I went to college with were working in a restaurant. And I mean, again, it's a really nice, area. You wouldn't really think anything bad would happen per se. But I was there with a buddy of mine, and we were watching, I don't know, I think maybe like a football game or something like that on, and just having some food, eating some drinks. And the restaurant was kind of dead. It was like closing, and I think it was a Saturday too, because we were watching college football. But anyway, we hear some people go where they were trying to leave, and they're like, oh my God, someone's outside with the gun and like threatened us.
Whoa.
So like they came back inside, and we were like, I was like, what? Talking to my friend, I'm like, what happened? And she's like, oh my God, people are saying that there's someone outside, a couple of people outside with a gun. So let's go check it out. I looked over at my friend. I'm like, let's go check it out. Hell no. Like, I'm like, y'all are stupid. Like we literally just kind of like sat in the booth that we were in and kept eating and drinking like while like kind of peeking up over like the bar at one point, like the booth, and going like, is everything under control? Yeah, no, everything. People are still like looking out the window and stuff like that. I'm like, someone's gonna get shot. I know it. Someone's gonna go outside.
Do.
Yeah, and that's all. I'm like, they came back, and I was like, you guys need to like chill here and like probably call the cops. And someone did, because then the funny thing was when the cops came and we had to give a police statement, and our police statement was, yeah. So would you? I'm like, officer, I was just sitting here eating my burger and have my beer and watching some college football. I was like, that was the extent of my experience here. I was like, I didn't see anything. All I heard was this and that. I was like, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to go peep out, my eyes through a window if someone has a gun. And I'm like, when I don't have one myself at the moment, so I'm not going to put myself in harm's way because I'm not trying to die tonight. And
yeah,
he's like, no, that's smart. That's fair enough. So, thank you for your time. And I was like, cool. But it's just one of those things where they kind of hung out afterwards, and it was kind of safe to leave at like 1 a.m. But I mean, people do the dumbest shit sometimes, and it's just like, man, like,
yeah,
just think. That's it. It's not complicated. Just think about the situation that you're in and understand, like, maybe don't do that, right? Like maybe don't follow federal agents around thinking you're going to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm taking or setting down, right? So, a lot of people don't have common sense. But again,
I think a lot of people have main character syndrome.
Yeah.
It won't happen to them.
Like, yeah. Oh yeah. This would never happen to me. So I'm gonna step up to the line here and see if I can, be the hero or be the topic of conversation. It's like, well, you might be a topic of conversation, probably just not the one you're looking for.
Yeah, you might be a headline.
So yeah, right. What's up, Zach? This was nothing like American Tale. But yeah, again, like he does have, again, I think it's because of his charisma that is just so seductive to the young hooligans who all want to, start their little bar and, start their little hangout, and, we're going to wear our cool hats and, dress the part, and it's like, even Son is just like, get the hell out of here. I don't ever want to see you. Like, don't ever hang out with Caligero again. Right. Like, I don't want to see you by him anymore. And he slams, I forget who it was, slams his face. Was it Slick? I think it was Slick. Slams his face in the dashboard right at the end of the movie because he's trying to talk back to him. And I'm like, man, these kids are stupid just to be like, the fact that they just like trying to question Sonny too. It's like just say like, yes, sir. And like, just be on your merry way. But,
and I kind of like that, Sonny, the way he can kind of read people, right? Like, obviously he's involved in a criminal enterprise, but he also knows like meatheads, he knows idiots, he's like, just stay away from that guy. That guy's just going to cause you problems.
Oh, 100%. Like, it even says like, with those guys aren't your friends. And like, he made a really good point, which I was going to bring up for a conversation or topic was, the guy that owes him like $20, right?
Louis Beans.
Yeah, Louis Beans. And he's like, yo, Louis, give him my $20. And someone's like, yo, see, what are you doing? Come back here. And he's like, he owes me $20. He goes, who cares? Let it go. Guess what? You just lost that guy from your life for $20. That's nothing. That's easy. You'll make $20 back, no problem. Right. And I'm like, that's actually a really good point. Like, and because honestly, like, I had a friend I knew since high school. And, we were in a clique that we either grew up knowing each other from high school. Some of us knew each other from middle school, went to high school together, and we were, longtime friends. Fortunately, not friends with some of them anymore because of stupid politics, but that's neither here nor there. But one of them two of them lived together in an apartment. Like they as soon as they turned 18 senior year, they got an apartment, and that's where a lot of debauchery occurred. Senior year, we skipped school a lot. We basically play a bunch of games, and I worked at a bar at the time as a bar back. So I had my older friends get me like bottles of liquor, right? So I'd bring it back to the apartment, and then we would just play, whatever, Halo Land, Street Fighter, you name it, right? Up until the wee hours of the crack of dawn in the morning, and drinking and so forth. But anyway, the two of them, one of them was responsible, the other one was not, and the other one was borrowing money for some odd months, and it was like the fourth or fifth month that he couldn't pay rent, and shows up on my doorstep, and I could see my other friend behind him. I'm like, again, I'm reading like my buddy behind him, who's not saying a word, but he's like, frustrated and concerned, and like kind of shaking his head. And I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? And he's like, hey man, I hate to ask this of you, but I don't know who else to turn to, and you're one of my good friends. So I was like, just spit it out, dude. What? He's like, can I borrow some money? I'm like, yeah, how much you need? He's like $600. And I was like, my dude, I'm like 18 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm making tips and stuff like that, but I'm saving it to put in my car,
right?
Because I'm a stupid street racer at the time, So I was like, but again, I'm a loyal friend, so I was like, yeah, no problem, bro. I'll you got me? You gonna pay me back? Cool. Okay. I didn't see that money for probably 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. He was a bum. Like he was the type of person that like, he moved back in with his mom, didn't work, kind of worked, couldn't really keep a good job, up until at one point, then he did. And, he finally, like I finally, again, I won't say I pressured him into it, but, one of my other friends that he also owed money, like we kind of, I would say we were bullies to him, because it's like, bro, you owe us money. Like, and we're supposed to be like, boys since, forever ago. This is not how you be a friend. So, we kind of, in a way, pressured him into finally paying us back, which he did, and I'm like, see, how hard was that? Now we're square, and you don't owe anyone money, and we're not going to constantly, badger you or punch you, for owing us money. I'm like, it's quite simple. And I thought about it, and I'm like, he didn't owe us $20. He actually owed a couple more of my friends more than that. I was on the lower end of what he owed.
Was he using drugs, or was he just a fucking loser?
He was just a loser, man. Like he was behind on everything. And then like his car broke down. So then he didn't have a car, and he just like, even then, he's still that way today, man. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't know I don't really talk to him anymore, but I'm just like, bro, like, I don't know how you fall into this sort of rut of, but that's how people are, right? Like you fall in that sort of crevice and you can never find a way out. And that just kind of becomes like a way of life for people. But I thought about it when Sonny was like, yeah, forget about it. It's $20. I'm like, well, it's not $600, but I get what he's saying here. Like that is, a type of wisdom, I guess, that, because later on, like, he's like, oh, I'll get your money right now. He's like, forget about it. I don't even care, bro. I'm good here. Don't worry about it. Right. I gotta go find Sonny. But again, like, I think he does, again, that's something that could be inspirational that C saw in him. Right. Again, like his second father, that uncle, that mentor, on the side. Because it's like when he's old enough, he's not having to sneak out anymore to go hang out with Sonny. He's just like, I could do what I want. I'm basically like my own man at this point. So
Well, and like going to your story about like your friend who's just kind of a bum and is always, always behind. There's just some people like that you meet in life. Like I had a buddy growing up, Vinny. He's got his shit together now, but like when we were kids, especially like out of high school, I mean, it was just one calamity after the other. I mean, it was a constant, like you just watch his life. Like, how do you even get out of bed in the morning? Like, how do you tie your shoes? It's always some disaster. I remember like he was telling his mother, he was lying to his mother about what he was going to go do. And as he's lying to her, I'm listening to it. I'm like, he's simultaneously upholding like 2 or 3 other lies all at the same time. It's just like, oh my God, Vinny, like, it's just he's like the Tasmanian devil. It's just always something, some huge catastrophe. You're like, oh, geez. There's just guys like that. There's just people, just who they are.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. And just a shame to see it because honestly, I'm not to quote him yet, but it's just like you see people that have talent, and it is that wasted talent. I think Sonny had talent, but he wasted it in this sort of lifestyle. I believe that's what Colegio says to him in this casket, right? Like he puts like his saying like his wasted talent. Like I think he realized like Sonny could have been. Maybe if he made better choices, he actually could have been someone better and not have to be in this sort of lifestyle. But
I never wanted this for you. It was supposed to be Senator Corleone.
Exactly. But that's just the way things. That's just the way the dice were rolled. Apparently, no pun intended. But getting to young Colegio here.
Talk
he's
about wasted talent, huh?
Yeah, I was like, what other movies was he in after this? I don't remember.
He was starring every night at the 5 to 10 in Rikers. That was his. He was. That was the lead role in a gang rape.
Yep. Yeah. How that.
He got out, right? He's out, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That was a while ago.
Yeah, it was.
He's got a documentary in 2018 called Wasted Talent.
Oh, really?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Looking up right now. Holy shit. Wow.
How ironic. Maybe I'll go back and watch that at some point.
He killed a guy, right? He like got into heroin and there was like a murder or something.
I'll look it up for you.
Yeah, I think it was drugs and something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's obviously divided between Sonny and Lorenzo. And he is this bit of the initiate where he's trying to. Again, he sees that spectacle. He sees like how Sonny like never looks at him. He's too cool, right? He only uses, 3 fingers when he's talking to people. He's got 5, but he's always using 2 or 3. Never. I was gonna make a weird. Sex joke, but I'm not going to.
Good for you.
But
take the high road.
Yeah, exactly. But he's so curious from such a young age, and he wants to be loyal, right? He does have this emerging judgment as he learns from both male characters. What's up, Person? I do. Damn, I enter the chat, and the first thing I hear is he got into drugs and killed somebody. It's true though.
Sad.
So wasted talent by this young gentleman here in IRL. But yeah, he is developing courage along the way. I mean, he gets enough courage to walk into another rough neighborhood with some brothers are at. He
got the courage to date a black girl. You ever try to argue with a black girl? It's impossible. That takes courage.
But she's one of the great ones though, so yeah. But no, even then, like when he shows up, I mean, listen, he had the courage to drop a hard R in front of the girl that he likes in her brother. But he was telling the truth. He just kind of misspoke there for a second. And then on
times.
Top, yeah, exactly. But the other thing too is that he at the end when he's with her and like, well, we got to get in the car. We gotta drive over to the record shop. And obviously he's the only one that is aside from like the firefighters who are white. He's the only white dude that's there. And I mean, he's getting obviously some serious looks and some threats, but he's kind of just, I mean, he ends up leaving, but still, like, he was brave enough to kind of sit around or stand around there for a little bit and be like, man, like, these were my friends that were responsible for all this. I could have been in this car, and we'll talk more about that later. But I mean, again, he has this courage along the way where I'm like, man, all right, like, he does have this, affirmation. Again, going from the age of 9 to 17, like, he still has a lot of his life to, in the movie, of course, to go full bore and getting that green mark. I think he does have a lot of inspiration that he gains, and he gets a lot of good wisdom and advice. And not to say he obviously isn't perfect, because he's a teenager, right? You're not going to have a full understanding of things with inspiration or aspiration, but it's like, based on what he has and what he knows, by the end of this film, it's like, man, he could definitely aspire to be something, great, to do something with, as like, to be a baseball player for the Yankees. Like, he could aspire to do that. Like, as his father tells him, it's just a matter of, like, putting forth the effort and working towards it, not necessarily just being a working man, but it's like with anything, like, anyone could be anyone. You just have to work for it. I mean, I knew a buddy of mine that, I went to high school with. I mean, I knew him before that, but we were in, like, drumline together. And I mean, when it came to the music, I did not have to practice whatsoever. I just picked up my drumsticks and played and, like, put them down. and was like, yep, I'm good. But I mean, he had to bust his ass to play and to get better, to get to my level. And I'm like, and he even told me, he's like, dude, it was our senior year. I'll never forget. He's like, man, it's taken me 3 years to get to where you're at. And I'm like, yeah, like, we always used to call him Chief. I'm like, yeah, but Chief, bro, like, you've been playing along with us. He's like, yeah, but he's like, I never thought that I would get there. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm like, you're a great drummer, and I was never, like, demeaning of him because he was my friend, but it's just like one of those things where it made me think, like, how much people have to get to a certain level and how much effort they have to put into certain things where someone else doesn't really have to do anything. But
it's like instinct. It's just some people have instinct. I think, like, YouTube is a thing that I see people. It's like, they're doing it 6 months. You know what I mean? And they got tens of thousands of subscribers. They had an instinct for the type of content. They have an instinct for thumbnails, for, what works on the whole thing. Whereas, like, someone like myself, you got to painstakingly learn every step along the way. And some people they just kind of have it. They just have, like, that flair.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I mean, especially with YouTube, I mean, this has definitely been a big learning experience, and where I know I've talked, Blue and you and I have talked about this, where people who's like, oh, streaming for 8 hours a day is so hard, and I'm like, I don't know about that per se, but especially like if you're playing video games for 8 hours, I can understand if you're talking about, I don't know if I could talk about A Bronx Tale for 8 hours in one day, right? Like that.
I think, if you stream every day for 8 hours a day, that's a lot. I wouldn't say, I would never, like, loudly say, oh, this is hard, you people don't understand, but that is tough. You know what I mean? Like, I did the cocktail lounge a few times. We went probably 8 hours, but I was doing that once a week, 5 days a week. That's wild.
Right. I mean, because especially with my actual job, I mean, I'd say on average, I probably work 10 hours a day. So but I enjoy it too. So there's obviously, like, pros and cons to any job. And, some days are better than others, of course. Some days are busier than others. And it's like saying, like, well, sometimes I have better streams than others. And, obviously it can be hit or miss sometimes too. And I think for YouTube, obviously, like, it depends on, like, topics and whatnot. But, like, for a kid who's trying to be like a mob boss, like, he's kind of just set his eyes on one thing, where, like, I guess you could say, well, I'm gonna set my eyes on becoming, this sort of career in life, or, again, like, I want to set my eyes on being a content creator in life. And then, okay, cool. Well, good luck. And you got to learn how to go along the way. But same thing, like, you think you could just walk down a street corner and be like, singing doo-wop, and then next thing you know, you're a mob boss, for the neighborhood. Like, it's not doesn't work like that. It doesn't come that easy. So, and I think he understands that along the way. Like, I mean, he learned from a kid, but he obviously, does things his parents don't want him to do, right? He lies, he sneaks out every chance he gets. So, and I mean, I'm sure most of us had probably done things our parents didn't want us to do. And
not me. I was a good boy.
Yep. Nah, I never skipped school. Never did anything bad. But
no, I definitely never drove down to Patterson with my friends and got a whole bunch of swag weed and then hotboxed my friend's truck and was so high. I was high 6 hours later when I went to work. That never happened.
Yeah. Been there.
Yeah. You can't really, again, you can't really fault him. And I guess he says, like, it was hard to do because they grew up right next to the bar. Like, that temptation is right there. It's not like I lived across, like down the street, or like I didn't have, if I take a different walking path, like I'm not going to see it. Right. Like, I mean, guy just gets off the bus and boom, there's Sonny, right? There's the bar. There's everyone else, there's Johnny Toupee, right? Like, it's hard to get that out of your face. And again, like, it starts to kind of seep in, even though it's like, dad's like, don't do this. I never want to see with him again. And it's like, well, I guess the kid was a ninja as well. Cause I mean, for 8 years, like, he didn't get caught again. Like, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, remember too, the dad's working 7 days a week, and mom, I mean, she's probably doing mother stuff, but she's not, like, at that point, he's like, 10, 11 years old, different generation, where the mom's doing whatever, but he's, more often than not, probably by himself home, and like them that hour here, half hour there, he just could sneak out. And plus, like you said, he's not walking far when he's sneaking out.
That too. And I feel like, I was trying to think, like, where's the mom in all this, right? Like, where's the motherly protection? And maybe, again, maybe she's just taking her son's word as it is. Like, okay, you're just going to play with your friends right outside. That's cool. Yeah. No, well, you know when to be back. And so he knows exactly when his dad's going to get off of work, where the last stop is.
Mothers never want to believe their kids are lying to them.
100%.
Mom, going upstairs and go and do my homework for the next 6 hours. Oh, sure, baby, no problem.
Yeah.
I lied so much to my mom as a kid, and she just wants to believe you.
Yeah. Mothers always have the best intent, and then
and that's, we said, like, when he gets off school, like, he looks at home like, damn, there's responsibilities, there's chores, there's dad lecture me, there's look over to the bar. It's fun times, it's money, it's always joyous. And that's, like, back then there wasn't much TV. He didn't have, like, video games, streaming. That was his entertainment, was going to the bar and making money, and it's all good times.
Yeah, exactly. So this is gonna be an interesting take here, but sometimes, Matt, we will talk about if there's a female character, like there was when we talked about last week. We talked about Gran Torino with Sue, because she did play an important role in that movie, and I feel like, again, she's not in a ton in this movie, but Jane Williams, easy to remember. It's funny that he thought her name was going to be like, Boshikwa or something like that, right? It's like, Jane, that's it. She's like, yeah. What'd you expect? Williams. Oh, okay. But the funny thing is, when she's like Caligero, he's like, yeah, it's Italian, it's Sicilian technically, but the boot that hangs out in the ocean, and but that's when it's like, oh, I like Italian guys. It's like, oh, okay, cool. It's going off in the right direction here for me. But
he's like, hey, I like bouillons.
Yeah.
Right here on People Magazine yesterday, both of these actors, her and him, after 30 years, get together, and they're doing a Sweethearts themed fashion collection.
Wait, really?
It's just 2 days ago, around People Magazine. So published on January 24, 2026. Both of these two are getting together to promote new fashion. Yeah.
That's so weird.
That is crazy. So, like, the timing of it is pretty wild.
She's still, attractive woman, but yeah, they haven't worked together since A Bronx Tale. But yeah.
Can you send me that link, Blue? I'll pull it up.
Oh yeah, sure.
I was just reading backstage. The actor who plays Caligero, he's a Colombian, actually.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah, he was born in Colombia and was raised by Italian parents. Was adopted as an infant.
Very interesting.
But he looks so Italian.
He does, man. Like
it's crazy.
Let me.
And then their Instagram to the two of them, and yeah,
that's wild. What a weird coincidence.
Well, I guess he did his jail time. You know, pay his debt to society. He's trying to get back into acting. He's 50 years old, so he's still young enough where he could get back into the game. In theory.
Yeah, look at that. January 24th. Wow.
That's so weird. Wow.
Good timing.
Yeah, I mean, who could have guessed this? Honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a video or is this something? No.
Is it the brand?
Yeah, it's the brand. Yeah, because they're promoting this new brand.
Yeah.
But
no, stop with these stupid ads.
And plus, yeah. So she's part of his drama too, called Common Ground, and so she's
part of
his documentary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if they stayed in touch after the movie.
Must have been, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll write you while you're in jail.
More than a lot of people would do.
Yeah. I mean, hey, good for them, you know? I mean, maybe at least he's trying to, you know, make something of himself now that he's back on the streets. But
I mean, you gotta, yeah.
I guess I could see him maybe look more like Colombian in that picture than anything. But yeah, she still looks good.
I mean,
yeah,
he
does.
He did 8 years. He's been out since 2013, so he's been out for 13 years
decent
now.
While. Yeah, for sure. I guess maybe in this picture I could see more of him in the movie. Better lighting, you know, and obviously maybe the suit kind of does it. But yeah, she looks good.
Looks great.
Yeah. I mean, black don't crack, man. I mean,
so.
she's what, 50? What, she's 50, bro? That's crazy,
right?
Right now.
I'd say she's probably in her 30s.
She's 51. Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like she'd be like in her 30s. That's insane. Patty, where you at? But yeah, the coincidence is just crazy.
That's wild.
The fact that we're talking about it right now, I'm like, hey, by the way,
People Magazine's running an article about them.
I mean, he's been sober for 7,000 days, you pussy. God damn it.
Right, Bootzilla? Yeah, dude.
Damn
it. Seemed like it didn't work out for him. You know, didn't seem like he could handle the drugs and alcohol. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's certainly not. You can't. Not everyone can drink like a blue can. So,
telling you.
But yeah, I was trying to think more of her again from like the feminine perspective for this, and you know, not obviously evaluating her from masculinity because she's not masculine at all, but she definitely provides this counterbalance to see where he's like stunned when he sees her at school, and you know they're smiling, and it's just like this natural flirtatious atmosphere that two young people have together, and it's like she's very sincere and has like this openness to her, and like she's like she kind of knows what she wants and she's okay with, and she understands like that he might be a little nervous, like no, you're doing good, you're like this is pick me up at 6, like and obviously when C gets this advice, right, this wisdom from Sonny, and he's like the door test. If you open the door for her, and if she reaches over and she unlocks the door for you, she's a keeper. She's one of the greats. She doesn't dump her. It's like, dump her. It's like, yeah, dump her. Like he's confused. Like, yeah, just kick her to the curb. Like, stop. Don't waste your time with her. I probably should have done that for a few women, if I'm being honest. But
yeah, guys, red flags are real.
Yeah, exactly.
When you see them, acknowledge them. Don't look past them. Don't ignore them. Don't rationalize. You see a red flag, you run.
But don't look. Well, maybe it's not
what that
if?
Big of it. Yeah,
exactly.
Sex is so fucking good. That's the problem.
That often happens. Yeah,
we just call that being pussy whipped. But I've
done that more than once with chicks where I'm just like overlooking like what I know is a problem. Just lying to myself.
Yeah, listen, no one's perfect. I've definitely, in my younger years, I was like, oh, well, in hindsight, it's a bad decision, but it is what it is. Now I can provide that advice to little young friends of mine, but yeah, I think again she definitely exposes this like side of Calogero who forces him to define more of who he is and like what he wants to be, right? Yeah, because he's like asking advice from his dad and from Sonny, and again, like where his friends are like, I hate those people, and we like, even instead of like, well, you would never do that. And he's like, yeah, but why do you matter? Like, what does it matter though? Like, like he kind of sees just people as people, and even Sonny says it. It's like, at the end of the day, all that matters is like you both underneath the sheets. Who cares what she looks like, right? If you love her, you love her. Which is kind of one of those things like you would almost expect his father to say, and then you would maybe expect Sonny to be like, well, if she's not Italian, then like get rid of her, like no offense, but it is quite interesting. And I don't want to say it's a flaw of his father's, but I mean, I guess the times, but for Cleisure, like, and even Jane, like, I'm sure, like, she's probably got people who are like, no, don't be dating a white boy, right? Especially them guineas,
which, by the way, for both parties involved, good advice.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. I was like, for the sake of advice, it's probably good stuff. So, what's up, Proctafile? We all make mistakes. Exactly. I mean, and again, like how we learn from them, and like it's like the saying, like, fool me once, shame on me. Shame on you, fool me once, shame on me, right? So it's just like, did I get that?
No. It's fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah.
Fool me twice, won't get fooled again.
Yeah. Slap me silly.
Yeah, I love these older films. Like, that's just the times. It's how people were back then. No, it's 2026. Trust me. If you have a same situation, different couples, people still have a problem with it. It's never going to change. That's how humans are. There are certain neighborhoods in New York where I will not go to based on my skin. So I'm sorry. It's just, that's how it is, guys.
And you can't really do much about that. I mean, it's like where you could probably, again, he's not trying to look for trouble. Even when he's telling her, like, hey, I'm telling the truth, I was trying to save your brother. Yes, he was there when his friends were beating up your brother and your brother's friend, but I didn't start it and tried to stop it, right? But look, she forgave him, right? She was like, oh, well, you were telling the truth, and I commend you for that, and thus we can make out now. So
nice,
yeah, got the first base the same night. My friends and mentor died. All right, yeah, quite the night and day for him. I mean, geez, like. That is a lot of emotions to be going through at like the age of 17, And again, I don't know if that's something like he would eventually talk to his dad about, but I'm sure it's like, his dad probably knew, like, his friends and always said like to not hang out with him, but here we are. Let's talk about some certain scenes in particular here. Let's talk about the murder and Sonny's power that he has and that we see from like the get-go, right? So, Lon Calogero witnesses Sonny murder a man in broad daylight right in front of his doorstep, and he chooses to protect him by remaining silent when the detectives are like, okay, this guy, no, this guy, no. Looks at Sonny, long pause, this guy, no. It's like wanting him to recognize this kid finally, which he does, especially like, looking back on my kid, don't be stupid, like you're making it so like just giving it away here. It's like, okay, like this definitely might be the guy. If I was a detective, I'd be like,
that's the guy. Yeah.
Why does this kid keep looking back at him? Like something real suspicious going on here. All right.
Yeah, but the kid says no, he says no.
But that again, it places him under this influence, and it's like again, it's introduces the fear-based respect that is this masculine currency because of what he is able to do here. And unfortunately, like, again, it's backed by violence, but there are consequences, to this. Like, you can't just kill a man broad daylight because, you might get arrested and thrown in the slammer, which we know Sonny's already been in there. His authority does feel like absolute. Again, this is like the decisiveness that we talked about earlier. Like, he's like, oh, boom. Little fight over the parking spot. Cool. I'm gonna make a decisive decision here because you're trying to bring a bat at this guy, and obviously it seems very unclear at that point, especially from young Coleggio's perspective. But again, it's I think it's also very alluring to him as a kid, seeking like this sort of status that Sonny has, like just looking so cool and like the safety that he has. But I do think like this is like the scene that not only tests, our young, protagonist here, but it also kind of like, I think it tests us as the audience, by making like this immoral power look attractive. Like, damn, we want to be like Sonny when I grow up. Like we should be like him. Like, oh, you're going to fuck with me. Boom. Like I'm going to like, and try and hurt my friend. I'm going to take a gun out and just, and whack you right here. Like, so again, there are these masculine traits that are involved in these scenes here. Not the best though. And again, like this is something that, his father's like, what happened? Right. Like we don't want to be involved in this. Like a kid don't know nothing. He, doesn't know anything. I know everything, Pop. It's like, dude, kid, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Kid don't know nothing.
Yeah. Like, God, it's like just no, but that is something a kid would do. Like,
oh yeah,
just because he thinks he's like, he looks cool, but
no, just being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, kid, he does know who killed him. So he just doesn't want to give up that possibility of being like Sonny at some point in the future. Right. I mean, obviously to do this is like, no one else stepped up. It just looks so enticing. Like this spectacle. Wow. This guy looks so cool. Came up, whacked the guy over a parking spot. Like, and then, just disappeared. And then obviously, I mean, it's weird because it doesn't make him untouchable. Right. Because then the cops show up and then, which I always thought they showed up rather quick. But same thing, like, it could have been over, like just cue the Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm, this, ending credits, where it's like just, and that would have been A Bronx Tale. But, here we are. And, I mean, I love, the way it kind of, I mean, it ends, right. Which we'll definitely be getting to, but yeah, it's a moment where I feel like for Sonny, like, is this kid going to rat me out? Like, I'm not going to hurt a kid, but maybe again, like to your point, Matt, where like, Sonny can read people. Maybe he's reading this kid like, you know what? Maybe this kid's all right. Maybe we're going to be okay here. Right.
Yeah.
And we don't have much to worry about, but, I don't know. What do you guys think about like just the way he has to absorb what happens to him like at the beginning of such like a young age?
I mean, there's so much to unpack. And like he says, right there, looking at the line, it's at the 22-minute mark. He says, a rat was the lowest thing one could be in my neighborhood. But he's also his father is telling him, it's like, well, he did a good thing for a bad man. But it's like the whole, like, hey, we'll go to the cops. And I was telling my kid watching this that in this environment, in this area, going to the cops, trust me, you may arrest Sonny, but Sonny's not alone. And the cops won't save you in this neighborhood. And that's what his father knows this. His father knows that, like, sometimes you have to do, like, bad things for safety. That's why I says to him, you did a good thing, but for a bad man. But because I know if he would have told his son, say, hey, point out Sonny, there's gonna be repercussions when you're fucking with the mob in the 1950s and 60s. That's just how it goes. The cops are not your friends back then. They can't help you.
Yeah, and even if they don't do anything violent, like the neighborhood will most likely shun you.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So you have to deal with that too, just to kind of just social, like being excised from your community.
Yeah, and eventually, your family probably have to move too.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, and obviously, like it's I didn't want to be a rat, right? It's like I did a good thing, right, Dad? It's like, yeah, you did a good thing, and it's like, but you did a good thing for a bad person. Like, and for a kid, like that doesn't make sense, right? Like I got a clip here for it.
Because sometimes in life you got to do certain things that you got to do, even though they're not right. You did do the right thing, and when you get older, you'll understand why. Your mother and I love you very, very much.
Yeah.
You can't expect the kid to understand that, right? Just thinking like, well, if I gave him up, I would have been a rat. I don't know if that would have put us in jeopardy, put me in jeopardy, right? And and that's just not who I want to be as a kid. So, again, he's not gonna. I guess it's kind of funny how it's keeping him up at night for such a young age. Looking out the window, pondering life at what is life at 9 years old. But
what shows he's also a good kid because he knows what he did was wrong, but his dad
at the end of the day.
Yeah, but also his dad knows he made the wrong decision. That's the point. It's like, well, we had in this situation, you had it. Sometimes you have to, make a bad decision. But like in Lorenzo looking at Sonny, like, listen, I mean, I'm not going to be a rat. I'm not part of your world. Just stay over there. You stay on your side, I stay on my side, and just like, I'm not going to rat you out. But also, as we get into the film, like Lorenzo showing him, like, I can respect your world, but just I don't fuck with you. Don't fuck with my family. It's that balance they have.
Isn't the line from this movie where he's just like the guy, he won't take a bribe. He can't do anything with a guy like that.
Let's see. Because
next
scene.
Yeah, I think he was talking about the De Niro, I think, where he's just saying because he wouldn't take any of the money. He can't do anything with a guy like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Which is true though. Like, I mean, Sonny recognizes that Lorenzo can't be bought.
Right.
So at the very least, he should just stay in his lane, right? And it's after that last moment that they had when he gives him back the money, like they didn't cross paths or talk or anything like that until 8 years later, right? Like for like the last night before Sonny gets assassinated. So it's like they did understand each other, right? They're like, oh well, you stay in your lane, I'll stay in my lane. We don't need to say anything to each other. Kid's gonna do what a kid's gonna do, and we'll just see what happens. But I mean, 8 years is a good run for not having any interactions. I mean, and we know that they saw each other all the time, so it's not like Lorenzo lived every single day without like having to think about him. I'm sure he thought about him a lot because again, he's right there in the corner. Hard for his dad not to imagine like anything whatsoever. But again, you could see it and just be like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna keep going forward. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like as long as my son's alive and he's fine, I don't need to worry about that. He knew the consequences of ratting on that dude in the neighborhood. Everyone knew who Sonny was. Exactly, right? Yeah. So you want to be the one guy who rats on Sonny because everybody's going to look at you. The entire community is going to be like, oh, this guy who ratted out Sonny. And then that's the family that ratted out Sonny too, right?
Yeah, and plus Sonny knows too. Sonny's like he's got so much going on because right now he does say later on CSA during the 8 years he becomes a boss. So he does gain power. Right now he's still powerful, but he's not as powerful as he's going to become. Sonny's got bigger fish to worry about than Lorenzo. You know what? Then you didn't rat me out. You and your kid are good. Then I'm just gonna move on to my other thing. Just you're not a threat. And when he just tried to bribe him, you know what? Then this guy can't be bought. These guys morals fuck. I'm not gonna try to turn him. I got too much other shit going on to worry about some random bus driver.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I was going to say too is when we get to this next scene here about Lorenzo's philosophy to his son, right? Kind of want to read the Proctophile's comment here. Was just discussing said mistakes with a coworker currently going through a divorce. Fun times all around. The only shame is I was too dumb to listen to advice. Just had to go and learn from experience. Yeah, sometimes that really is the only way to recognize certain things moving forward is to live through them so they don't happen again, or you can see the red flags before they happen again, or, read people before things happen again, right? It doesn't have to be with like a relationship or anything like that. It could just be, well, I've been in this position before. I know what not to do or what to avoid so things don't get worse, or I can have less repercussions or
it's a lot of times really what it comes down to is you just think you know better.
Yeah.
And then you need life to smack you in the face and be like, no, you don't. You thought you did. And look, you were wrong. And it's like, that's good for you.
Yeah, that's a conversation we have with Goodwin being here is that you want your kids. I'm going through that.
I mean, Jay is wrong about pretty much everything. So
what's like having, we recognize like, my son's 18 and like, I'm at the point now where he's 18. I'm like, all right, he's not 5 anymore. He's 18. He's technically a man by like legal standards. At some point, he's got to fuck up and make his own mistakes. I can help him along the way, but I can't forever hold his hand. And sometimes and it's one thing Jay says about his wife, he's had talks about their kids. honey, you can't do X, Y, and Z. He's like, no, the kids now they're grown. They got to fuck up. They have to learn on their own.
Yeah, because it's sometimes it's the only way they'll ever learn. And if you shield them from consequence, then they will never learn, and they'll become dysfunctional, toxic people.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's even like when you, I mean, you can't have a kid ride training wheels the entire time on their bike. Like they got to learn.
Good
to take
analogy.
the training wheels off, scrape your knee, right? Maybe don't try to hop over that gap and almost break your leg, right? Just, I mean, if you do what you do, like you realize, okay, I made a mistake here. You know, so it's just, like, you can wear protective gear, but sometimes that only goes so far.
Yeah,
too.
if you're some liberal pussy fairy dad.
Right,
But,
dummy. I always say forget
My
me.
kid had 14 head injuries. He's fine.
Yeah, every scar has a story.
That is very true. Plus the cops would all know who the made men were, and so putting the kid on front of the street was a palpable death sentence. Yep, exactly. And facts, Matt. I thought we could make it work, but went about it entirely the wrong way. At least I learned from it.
Yeah, and I fucking killed that bitch. I buried her in the dump.
Buried her in the backyard.
Talk back to me, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, she said to shovel the shit, and I shoveled her instead.
You gotta learn. It's like I have wild turkey. Like, you know,
Now I never close the toilet seat.
Yeah.
I don't mix wild turkey and orange juice. It's gross. So I mix wild turkey, Coca-Cola, or Pepsi.
She had to give me some lip after I said, just make me a sandwich. It all escalated from there. I said, you got a lot of talent being my wife. Don't fuck it up. And she did.
No, I didn't say you were fat. I said you're starting to look like your mother.
Oh, I'll say that.
It's different.
No CTE, right? But yeah, it's a short scene, but again, I think it is very meaningful. Again, like these small conversations that I'd say I hope that, you know, most youngins have with their father, or, you know, if you don't have a father, but you got like an uncle that is in that father figure type role. But, you know, this is all being framed like that. Again, like having this moral compass is better than just, you know, going for your ambition, right? It's like, yeah. And you could totally be a baseball player, but you got to work for it. You got to realize that, like, you can't waste like the time to do it. You can't go through these shortcuts. You have to, you know, put that time in, right? Like it's like the 10,000 hour rule or whatever it happens to be, right? Like that sweat equity. Like you're not going to be like, I mean, unless you're like a once in a generational type player, which again is extremely rare in a multitude of sports. You know, you can't just expect coming out of college and be like, oh, I'm a pro baseball player now, right?
I mean, but you know, even the generational talents, they work their fucking dicks off, man. It's
right.
Like,
from like age
Kobe.
3, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, they don't just like start playing a sport at the age of 10 and be like, oh yeah, I only put 8 years into it. Now I'm in the major leagues. Like, it's like, no way.
They would say that about Kobe. He'd be like the first one at the gym and the last one to leave.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
these are the good messages. Sometimes nepotism exists, unfortunately, but the messages that Lorenzo's telling his son, real people work for. It's not handed to you. Like,
true.
A lot.
And you got to play the cards you're dealt. I mean, it's like some people get nepotism and a leg up, and some people don't.
Yeah. No, 100%.
You want to know the only difference between my stepmother and a bulldog? Lipstick. Heyo.
Heyo.
Yeah, you know, I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine Saturday night. We were watching the UFC fights, and great fight between Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett.
I didn't watch it. I love that they're on Paramount now, though.
Yeah, dude,
That's
it's so
great.
much better. It's so much better, man. And
we're going to get more pro-Israel propaganda, but we are going to get more UFC fights. So it's a trade-off.
Yeah, the trade-off, I guess we'll have to live with. But
Take the good and the bad.
Yeah, but we were talking about just how these fighters now, like, and how it's hard to maintain like your ranking because the fighting is just, you know, getting more strategic. It's getting better out there, and we're like, that's how a lot of sports are evolving. I was, you know, telling him about some of these young hockey players that are, getting into the NHL age, 18, 19 years old. And I'm like, these guys are crazy good. They're fast. They got, insane, shots. It's just, the game is, and it's same thing for, with like football as well. I mean, I don't really watch a lot of basketball, so I can't really speak to it, but
racist.
I just don't like the sissy sports. When you get nudged in the shoulder, you fall down, you think you're gonna miss a month.
Yeah, I hate basketball.
I got a paper cut. God damn it! Hold on.
Yeah, Blues out for a month.
Very verklempt. I can't play tonight.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get paid $50 million this year. Oh.
My sinuses are all stuffed up.
There's too many people in the crowd. I'm getting emotional.
I'm getting
they're calling
anxiety.
me name. Someone yelled, "I suck. I gotta miss a month." But like, but these players have put the time in. They didn't take shortcuts to get to that moment, right? So it's,
well, think about the access to information too. I talk about this a lot because
yeah.
I'm kind of a food and wine snob, but for years it was kind of like, you had to go to like certain cities, Chicago, LA, New York. That's where you got really good food. But now with the access to information because of the internet, like if you go to, Charlotte and find a fantastic restaurant, or, some small town on the California coast, and they're just making insane food. And that's the same thing with sports, right? It's like, it used to be if you got the great coach with the kind of breakthrough, method, then you'd probably get a little bit better. But now you got the internet, you've got the access to all this stuff, and not to mention like recovery. You got cold plunges and those like vibrating recovery sleeves that dudes put on their legs, and new like the peptides and all types of shit. Like it's the athletes nowadays are just completely different. They're on such a different level.
Yeah, that is a great point. The amount of recovery that exists now is honestly what has separated this current generation of sports, weightlifting, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, and it's just elevated every single sort of avenue for sports, like especially with the Olympics. It's like, you don't really have to take anything that's questionable anymore. It's just like, hey, the amount of recovery that we can have, these safe and free supplements that you can take are great.
Mm-hmm.
But, and it's like, some of those things are accessible to like us, to maybe varying amounts, because some of them are not cheap whatsoever.
No, yeah.
I mean, like I don't have a lot of recovery methods. Like I'll go in the sauna, a couple times a week after the gym. I don't have a place to set up like a cold plunge. I hate cold water as well. I like cold weather. I play ice hockey. I hate cold water. I'll take cold showers sometimes.
Like it. It's not
true.
Like
True. I'm just like, I'll resort to other methods.
Oh God. I've heard. I didn't do any follow up research. I think actually maybe I did, but I heard that when you do a cold plunge, it releases more endorphins than cocaine.
What does?
Cold plunge.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? I believe it though. I do it. Like, you get like high off of it.
Yeah, I think one of the funniest moments I've seen online from like people doing cold plunges for the first time was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I just seen it yesterday.
Hey, y'all, out here from the farm, and he's like, every time he starts over like 6 times or something like that, because he tries to go for this like, son of a bitch, god damn it, like he's like this, oh fuck me, like he's just cursing all the time. Yeah. And he's like, fuck. He's like, hey guys, going for the farm here, son of a bitch, like.
It's hard, dude. Like the first few times I did it, I was like, how does anyone do this? Like I was like, like it was so crazy cold. Like it's really difficult, but the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Gemma, is that the dude who just won like the gold medal at the SLS tournament? Where like Nyjah placed like 2nd or 3rd, I think. Because I think I know what you're talking about. And that kid, I watched highlights on Instagram and I was like, that is insane, bro. Like, yeah, skateboarding is one of those sports out there where like these kids are fucking wild. And I'm like, I could never do that. I mean, Tony Hawk talks about that. Like, he's like, there are these tricks out there that like we try to come up with stuff, but like these kids are out here doing these things that we never thought were possible at like the ages of 6, 8, 10, 12. Even like the girl skateboarding has ascended to a whole new level. And I'm like, dude, like some of these girls are out there better than I ever was, right? And they're like 10 years old. I'm like, this is insane. Like I never should have picked up a skateboard when I was young, but
I never did. When I was a kid, I skateboarded a few times and fell, and I was like, "Fuck this, this hurts."
I loved skateboarding. I was decent, but I was not a vert skater. I definitely. So your experience, Matt, my experience was when I went down a half pipe for the first time and fell and landed on my ribs, and I was like,
nope, that's rough.
I'm sticking to street. Where are my grind rails? That's it. Nope.
Yeah,
I'll do like little quarter pipes, like the skate parks. But man, like nope. I'm not a half pipe type of dude, type of skater. So, but yeah, like it's crazy how people are just recovering now from anything just because that technology exists. You said it best, like the access to information out there is crazy based on like what young Calogero is thinking about becoming for like just like, I'm going to be a baseball player, and in the 70s. And it's like, well, not quite, but again, you're not going to get.
I got into golf like past year, and the amount of golf content that's on the internet is wild.
Yeah.
There's so many. And then you think about all the different little gadgets and tools and stuff that they have for, like keeping your arms in and all types of shit. There's just so many different ways. Like it's just different. There's just more sports technology now than there ever has been.
Yeah, I think I have a really good, there was a golf clip I saw, but it is kind of crazy again. I used to golf too when I was in high school. I had a set of Golden Bear Jack Nicklaus clubs.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't say I wasn't competing, but I definitely played with some friends that competed in high school. But I was also playing hockey a lot too, and that's a big thing that a lot of hockey players do. They play golf in the off season, right? Because I don't say it's because of the swinging, but it's
probably
it's definitely
a little. Yeah, I mean, it's your hips. It's the same kind of idea.
Yeah,
and it's a lot less impact than hockey.
Yeah, I mean, again, like the amount of information that is out there, and I think I found the clip. I mean, pretty sure people can relate. Just again, the amount. I want to emphasize the amount of information out there. Is a lot more than it used to be, right? So, make sure I have the right screen share. So again, talking about the amount of
Paige Spiranek.
Yep. Yeah. So again, like just I should probably mute the music, but again, golf has evolved.
It has grown.
Physics,
engorged, if you will.
Yeah. So I mean, again, like she's got a great swing.
She actually is a pretty good golfer.
She legitimately does. So, blue. What color is her? What color is her skirt?
She's wearing a skirt. Oh. Pouring a drink here.
But yeah. It's funny how that has become a spectacle in golf too.
Yeah, I saw this sketch, and I guess it's like another female golfer sketch, and the guy's like, the girl's like, on the tee, and the guys are behind her, and she goes and she swings and kind of has a nice laser, and he goes, "Oh, nice tits." I mean, shot.
I saw that. Yeah. I've seen that clip. Yeah. I'm like, hey, man, just speaking what's on his mind. Like, no hate. Yeah, but I'm like, oh, this adds a whole new perspective of golf. But it's funny though how again, just there's been a lot more people in general playing golf again. Like again, like I have like some really good friends of mine that have gotten into golf, and I'm like, of course people start getting into it more after I sold my clubs. So I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not gonna.
My buddy is running like a side hustle because he got into it about the same time I did. He's pretty obsessed as well. So he goes into these like thrift stores and finds like golf clubs, then kind of like try them out and stuff. And he's been selling them at like a markup for like a crazy amount of money. Like he didn't even, he just kind of stumbled into it. He's like, I guess I don't really want these. Like I'll put them on like Facebook Marketplace. And he spent like, $30 on a set, and they sold it for like 200.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
so
actually good.
Yeah, there's little hustles in there too. So it's never too late to pick it back up, Nick. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. I mean, I have heard like I can go to some thrift stores and actually get some good clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So and I don't need a lot to start with. As long as I get a driver, putter, couple irons, and then go from there. So,
I picked up my set on Facebook Marketplace they wanted 125, but it didn't have a driver. So I just gave them, I was like, will you settle for 100? So they said, yeah, they just, trying to get rid of them. So it's like, there's ways to do it. And they're pretty decent. They're like Predator links. They're pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good clubs. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Let's play this clip. I know it's like a music in it, so we'll see.
Remember, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
Saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
Statements still. There's plenty of people out there that they could be more than what they are, and they just choose not to be.
They could have been contenders, and now they're just bums.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. I mean, there's definitely some people out there. Like I know a couple of musicians, I'd say too, that probably could have been a lot more famous than they are, but I made poor choices, like with getting heavily involved into drugs, and it's like, they don't want to give up the lifestyle and whatnot, but it's like, man, like you forfeited this opportunity and you almost forfeited your talent just because you made some bad decisions repeatedly. So it does kind of suck.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. Drugs are such a waste of time. And they just suck. They just suck people in, suck people down.
Yeah.
Gotcha, Jamma. I think the kid I was referring to is he's probably 12 too, but he's Japanese, but kid's freaking insane, dude. Like best trick or whatever it is, but
well, some people too are just also scared of success. I mean, I've met people at karaoke. My sister hosts karaoke now three days a week, and I met women, actually guys do that. Some of their voices, they rival anything you've heard on the radio. They're just content going to karaoke once a week and singing these songs. And sometimes people will sing. 56 people stop and looking at this one person singing. You're like, why aren't you like making albums? They just don't want to. They're just content.
Right. Yeah.
I dated a girl for a little while, and she had a like an opportunity to be a what's it called, like a not like an intern, but like work with I think it was Vera Wang. It was like some big designer like that, and she just got too scared the day she was supposed to do it, and then just didn't go, and just like completely afraid of success.
And plus, and sometimes what's even the life. I mean, how many actors and actresses you hear about? Hey, somebody did 4 or 5 movies and just quit. What happened? They got into they're very talented and just for whatever reason they just didn't want to do it no more.
I mean, Drinker's got that whole series of Crash and Burns.
Yeah. Crash and Burns, but then like also but also the it's like the talent. It's weird because like there's having that talent, that level of success also comes a lot with that. It's like being like Jessica Alba famously just quit acting. She's like, why should I act anymore? I'm a billionaire for making a clothing line. I don't want to act anymore. And
is that true?
Yeah. I think look at her clothing line. She made some kind of like whatever clothing line. She's worth like a couple $100 million.
Jeez.
She wasn't exactly the best actress in the world, but she was what's it called?
I remember was it years ago? 50 Cent even said to when the rap game, he made Vitamin Water. He made like half a billion
later, Jamma.
Vitamin Water off his rap career.
Yeah. I think I was reading some clickbait article about Ashton Kutcher. I guess is like that too.
Yeah,
he's got a bunch of side businesses. He's like an entrepreneur. Worth hundreds of millions from that stuff.
I know he got big into Uber too, and Uber makes him a lot of money.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I think it was like Ryan Reynolds was wealthy before he became an actor.
Also, that
I think so. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he was in finance or something.
Remember him and friggin' was Dan Aykroyd. That's stupid. Them damn vodka sales too, man.
Oh yeah, that stupid fucking Skull vodka. Yeah.
Yep.
Do they still sell that? I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh, yeah.
Do they really? I haven't seen it forever.
Yeah.
So Jessica Alba made the Honest Company, and it's like she didn't quote unquote quit acting, but she just wanted to take time. But her net worth is over $100 million.
Wow.
So for fucking clothing line.
That's impressive. Hey, I mean, they said like Giselle made more money than Tom Brady from her clothing line.
Yeah, I can believe that too. Honestly,
it's crazy. She made more money than the best football player in the history of the game. She's richer than he is from fucking selling clothes.
Sad. Honestly, I'm not.
It is a little
Tom
weird,
fan, but yeah, it is weird. So
I never was. I mean, I'm a Jets fan, but yeah, I love them now. You just gotta You just got to give it over, you know. It's just like
yeah.
That's a guy who just does not know how to quit. Has no idea what that word even means, you know.
Honestly, I like him as a analyst, a commentator.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is his first season, but I think he's gotten better over the length of time, especially on like these playoff games. I mean, he knows a lot about winning playoff games, so him commenting a lot is like, you know, very eye opening. You know, and I mean, like, there was like that one clip I'm sure you probably saw where like he's like talking about how like you like position your fingers on the ball and how you throw the ball in the wind. Like people like go like this, and it's like, no, like what you want to do is like actually, you know, throw it like your hands like a C.
Wow.
Like so like the point of the ball doesn't get lifted up as the wind's blowing it. You want so the ball continuously points down. And Tom Brady's like, let me just drop this hot knowledge on like, you know, a Saturday night football game here for one of the NFC games. And it was like, what?
Yeah.
I never knew this. Like, and it's like, yeah, you got pro football players that I was playing right now. I had no idea about this either.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of,
I like Brady too, because when he's announcing, he just kind of has this like happy to be there vibe.
He loves the game. It's like he's passionate
so excited.
about it.
Yeah, he's just pumped. Like it's really it feels very authentic too. You know, there's some you know, you hear like some announcers, like even like what's his name, Keith Hernandez, who does like the Mets games and stuff like that. You know, sometimes he's kind of like a dick, you know, and he's kind of like sort of snobby and shitty, you know, the way he talks. But you never get that out of Brady. He just seems like a positive, happy dude.
So apparently Aykroyd, he actually launched, so the vodka Crystal Head is his. He launched it for $600,000 in 2007. Right now, the vodka itself company, its net worth is $200 million.
No kidding.
And he launched it for $600,000 and he owns it. So he said roughly on every year he makes about $55 million a year off that vodka.
Wow. What's up, Kojo?
So
he was one of the first celebrities I remember doing like their own.
Hope you're doing well.
Because it's like Clooney did Casamigos, you know, and then there's like Ryan Reynolds has a gin,
Aviation Gin,
Aviation Gin, and then you know what's his name,
Later
The Rock.
Have a good night, dude.
Later, Rio. The Rock has Terramana. Tequila.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, he sold Aviation Gin, now exaggerating, for $600 million.
Holy shit!
That was just Aviation Gin. And top of his that stupid Mint Mobile commercials he does, and he owns. I mean.
$600 million. It is good gin, I'll be honest. I like Aviation. Accessible price point as well.
Yeah. It's and we talked about that Saturday night too. Just talking about like fights and, you know, this potential White House fight that's going to happen this year. Dana White's like, oh, well, Conor McGregor's name's on there. I'm like, dude, Conor doesn't need to fight, man. Like the man made so much money from, you know, proper 12, you know, Irish whiskey, right? So it's just like, again, like these people get to the point of they've got so much money, and it's just like, you know, what do you do with it? How do you spend it? You
Wasn't it like
more.
Paige Van Zandt was making more on OnlyFans than she was as a fighter?
Yes, that's why she still does OnlyFans.
Yeah,
I just seen.
It's kind of sad though, but like a lot of female fighters do that.
Well, someone
do they really?
You see an article. I'm looking for
the only one I know of.
Some girl just turned 30 years old. She just retired from every. She just made she's 30. Just made $70 million from OnlyFans by the age of 30.
Well, who's that girl that everyone? The Sophie Rain. She made like $70 million or something like that.
Well, that one girl the YouTuber turned 18 and she made $3 million in 24 hours.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Right. She like a rapper or something.
No, this white chick. I'll look up her name.
I thought she. I don't know.
No, you think that's the Dr. Phil chick.
No, not her. Fans. So, because I remember it was a big story because it just happened last year, right?
Oh, let's see.
Hopefully, Danny DeVito does more content, like of him coming out of a couch naked, like he did on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. So, Piper Rockwell.
Oh,
So 18 claims she made $3 million OnlyFans in 24 hours, just turning 18.
Jeez, Piper Rockwell.
So Raquel, ROCKELL.
Raquel,
yeah.
I don't know her.
Yeah,
Raquel.
She was like a child star. That's kind of creepy. That's when you Google
worse.
her. Yeah, when you Google her, I guess she was like some singer.
So these themes, Nick, right here, we have like the Sonny and what he does to see, like, the whole get rich quick. And now, again, this girl Piper, how many girls at 18, like, hey, well, if Piper did it, I can do it. And
yeah, and I feel like, again, like based on what this is like this scene or two is like the beginning of the, I'll say downfall, but this is obviously what allows Caligero to latch on, right? He sees this charisma. He's like, oh my God, he's talking to me. Sit down next to me, not across from me. He basically, over the course of time, like teaches him how power operates, right? Like, how Sonny wields this sort of power and this fear. And obviously, like he's giving like half truths to Caligero here. Because again, it's coming from like a corrupted side, not the side that Lorenzo would be talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, again, it's seductive and it's obviously dangerous. And like this is like him teaching Caligero how to win, but not whether like it's like winning is worth like the cost. So it's just like, yeah, here's how you win, but it's like, but what does it take to get to that point? Like, how do you go through the troubles to get to win, like from a good moral standing, I guess, right? So it's like, it's just, I think between the two, Sonny is teaching him, like, again, how his world works with power, but his father is trying to teach him like how to use this sort of power instead, and I guess that's part of like the dilemma that Caligero is trying to understand, like, and to wrap his head around at the age of 9 up until the age of 17. So like, he's got a lot to learn, but again, like as he's seeing more about how Sonny operates, it's like, hey, you know what? I know what you did, and you're a good kid. How would you come and work for me? And I'll give you some tips. You'll make some money, right? But meanwhile, like obviously there's they're gambling in the basement, playing craps, and it's like obviously it's hilarious from our perspective, but for a 9-year-old kid to be there, obviously not the best. It's kind of a dangerous atmosphere to him to be involved in, but it's like, again, Sonny is protecting him because it's like, hey, don't say anything to the kid. Do not make him feel uncomfortable. Don't look at him, right? Like, some hilarious parts too with what's his face? Oh God, what was his name? The whale. This is Jojo the whale, right? Joe the whale, right? Like he's like sweating on him, right? I love the theory. He's like, legend says like his shadow killed the guy, like because it's so large. Like it's so funny. But again, like this isn't the kind of atmosphere that you'd want your kid to be around and growing up in, but it's like nothing bad would happen to him. Like no one there is going to try and screw with the kid because of Sonny, right? So like he is protected because of Sonny. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's weird. Like he's not a made man or anything like that, but he's just like, he's got this level of protection that no one's going to do anything to him. Because if they do, well, you're going to have to deal with Sonny, and no one wants to deal with Sonny. So this kid is now seeing this power, how it's wielded, what comes with it, the cost, like boom. Like, what do you say? He went on 11 run streak, right? So he's just getting Sonny all this money, right? And obviously he's making tips from it. He's getting a lot of like experience here. Guys are getting shoved in the bathroom. I'll play some clips because they're hilarious. But like, this is the type of something that, a kid's going to look at and go, this is great. I mean, this kid's got balls. Like he gives him 100 and he goes, that's it. and gives him another one. Like that takes some cojones, like some courage to step up to the
too, man.
boss. Yeah. Right. Like, I mean, dude, because if like, again, at one point he's like, I got $600, right? Stashed behind my drawer. Find a better spot to stash your money, kid, because, you know, mom does your laundry, but again, kids don't think about that. They think it's going to be safe, but it's like when mom's trying to push it back in, it's like, oh, why isn't this closing all the way? Let me take it out. Maybe it's like a piece of clothing that got stuck and fell behind. No, it's just $600 worth of cash.
Which is like, it was the 50s, right? So that's like, you know, several thousand today.
I know, dude. Like, yeah, if I was cleaning my kids, it's a funny screenshot, but if I was cleaning my kids, you know, dresser drawer or whatever, and I just see like, yeah, I'm like, okay, what happened? Like, boom, your mind automatically shoots to like, what'd you do? Like, this has to be, you know, bad money. Again, as Lorenzo said, like, this is not good money. So what'd you do? And
just shoveled a lot of driveways, Pop.
Yeah. I've been cutting a lot of grass, Dad. Cutting or selling, because I'm not an idiot, right? Like, I was a kid once, trust me. So it's like, but yeah, here, I got some clips. God, where was it? I'll make sure I have the. Was it? Here.
Don't lie to me. Just tell me the truth, and I won't get upset.
You promise?
I'm your father. Would I say it if I didn't mean it?
I worked the crap games and the cops gave me tips.
What crap games?
I told you I wasn't gonna get upset, Dad.
I lied. Now tell me everything.
Yeah.
I forget where we were talking about it. I don't know if this was from another movie or what, but it was talking about how I was in a conversation I was having with some friends about how, as a parent, like, you're supposed to lie to your kids to protect them, and it's like, to get the truth out of Caligero here, like, Lorenzo has to lie because it's like, I already know. He already has an idea of where this money came from, right? He just wants to hear it. He just wants to hear the truth come from his son's mouth. Like, just be honest with me, and, you know, you won't really get in trouble, but also we're going to march downstairs and give this money back to him because this is bad money, right?
Yeah, and you don't want your kid hanging around gambling. What's he, 10?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Every boy thinks hiding his dirty stuff under his mattress is brilliant. Yeah, dude, exactly. Yeah. I know. We thought we knew everything, all the spots. Like, oh yeah, mom and dad will never find it here.
Things under my bed.
The moment it's like you hide something and then it's just, you come home or whatever and it's just there on the table and like, want to talk about this? And it's just that long stare you're looking at, you're like trying to think of something to say. And the parents are just like, we're waiting. We have all night.
There's
you don't.
Worse. Yeah.
Start sweating. It's like,
I got caught with a weed pipe one time. I bought it online, and it was like, you know, just a glass pipe. You know, anyone could buy it. And I made up this whole story about how it was for my friend, and he was going to give me some money for it. So that's why I did it. And you know, I named a friend that like she didn't really know. You know, and like it was like one of those things where she wanted to believe me, but then I swear to God, for the rest of my like high school years, hey, Tim Drummond's not going to be there, is he? No, I don't like that kid. That's the kid that, the name I made up, just like, oh no, I don't think Tim. I think Tim's out of town.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me once or twice, ironically, but. Man, there's not to go on a side tangent, but I had a friend that took I guess took the blame for possession for another friend. They were sitting in their car, his car in the driveway, because they didn't want to smoke inside his mom's house, and I think they were like 18 or 19, and I don't know why. There was a cop that was like patrolling this neighborhood. I don't think this neighborhood was like fancy or anything like that, but I don't know why maybe someone snitched on him. Maybe one of their neighbors did and they didn't think about it. But anyway, cop pulls up, knocks on the window, already fucked because,
oh, that's
car's
a terrible feeling. Yeah.
And like he just knew exactly like this is it. And like he's like, no, this is my weed. And it actually wasn't. It was my other friends who lived there.
Wow.
And so he
fell on the grenade.
Yeah. And then the weird part is like, so like he didn't get like arrested or anything like that, but like he lucked out because I think he only got like I think he only had to do like community service or something like that. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I think for most of that stuff, they just want to scare you.
Yeah, but the weird thing was that after that, our friend like he went AWOL. Like he disappeared. He he didn't answer any of our phone calls. Like we'd come like knock on his door because we barely had cell phones at the time. And but like we had phones, we'd call him, no answer, straight to voicemail. Oh yeah, no, he's not here right now. And we're like,
oh wow,
like, oh, you ever talk to Julian? Like I haven't heard from him in months.
Wow.
Like dude, he just completely went AWOL and we had no idea what happened to him. Like still to this day, I have no idea what happened to him.
Wait, like was this after school? Like you guys weren't in high school anymore, or
we were like, I think we were like 18.
Oh wow, he just disappeared from everybody's life.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I think I had like a Nokia, the Nokia bricks.
Bro, I looked up a guy the other day that I haven't really even thought about since high school, but we were buddies, but you know how you just kind of lose track of people. And I think he moved to Virginia. He went to college and moved to Virginia. And, I don't know, we had Facebook, but my generation wasn't really like that. When you're in your early 20s, it's kind of more like meeting chicks, it wasn't like now.
Rossi.
And I looked him up and I'm like, is that him? It was the picture of, and I couldn't recognize him because he had this giant beard, but I don't know if he was like law enforcement, but he was like jacked, stout and jacked, like a dwarf, like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings, but with all this like tactical gear on and like no law enforcement insignias, but he looked like one of those guys doing the ice raids. I was like, yo, what the hell has he been up to, man? What is this dude been doing?
Yeah, it is funny looking up old like people that you used to go to school with or seeing them, I mean, I even saw someone that I hadn't seen like a few years at the gym a couple weeks ago, and it was like early in the morning. It was like when we had the previous cold front, and it was like at 7 a.m. and I walk into the gym and like I look up my phone like to get like the app ready to scan in, and I look up and he's at the front desk, and I just did one of those like, dude, what are you doing here? I was like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, we're here to work out. He's like, yeah, I'm working. And I'm like, dude, where have you been? He's like, oh, I was at the other gym. And I'm like, I thought you left. I thought you moved. He's like, no, man, I've been the entire time. I'm like, wow. Okay. So like, we ended up talking for a good 15, 20 minutes, but like, yeah, I was like, I hadn't seen him in probably like 5 years. So it's just kind of crazy. I mean, it still looks the same, but you know how like kind of people start to pretty dramatically change like the year or 2 years after high school, that's just kind of a very dramatic change in a lot of people's lives. Well, I remember I was I lived around my town for a few years, and I guess all the college kids were back on break. I went to community college because I was stupid and poor. But I was in line at 7-Eleven, and I was looking at this dude like right in front of me, and he just gives me this kind of like eye-opening look, like almost to be like, hey, and I was just like, hey, like, I don't know who. And I was like, oh my God, Tommy, he dropped like 40 fucking pounds in like a year. I was like, holy shit, I didn't fucking recognize you at all. Like, I couldn't believe it was him. Like, in my brain in no way registered that him as that guy, because he was like the chubby. Now he just looked like a totally different human being. I was like, holy shit, man, what's going on? So wild. Yeah, it is, honestly. And I feel like for old folks that see like, your kids grow up, and it's like, man, like, I mean, I I mean, I could say that for like my nieces. Like, I just seen them grow and get older. I'm like, my God, I swear to God, you were just like a baby like not too long ago. Now,
I remember when you were a kid and people would say that to you, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I don't know."
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah,
I
I don't know. Like, I guess I get a new haircut, you know. But
yeah,
like,
but now because you're an adult, like not every day is the same, but you know what I mean? I wasn't dramatically different 10 years ago. You know, I'm pretty much the same guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, it's like for them, it's just like, holy shit, like you've doubled in size.
Yeah,
a
I
different
know.
human in front of me.
You were shorter, now you're taller. Like,
Now
holy
you're-
crap.
yeah.
And it's just, such a small amount of time, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I'd say too for our young friend here who gets a whiff of the free stuff, and again, we just kind of play the clip, but you know, it's the growing up that happens from this point to him being older and still getting that influence, right? Getting that those lessons. I think this was talking about the whole, it's just $20, who cares, right? But again, like for Sonny's perspective, right? Like he's looking at young C here being this little kid who was throwing dice for him. And now, he's a lot older. He's looking more like part of the crew, but he's still got a lot of learning to do, right? He's still got a lot left to learn in this life, and he's still trying to teach him how to operate, right? And how to gain those street smarts, and he's showing him, he's talking to him things, and he's telling him like as he's older, right? Like, I rule these streets by fear. Like we mentioned earlier, it's like, I'm not the funniest guy in here, but people will laugh at my jokes, right? Because I'm the boss. So and for I say for C, right? Like for him growing up in these 8 years, he's looking at Sonny as the same guy, except for the fact that, you pointed out, Blue, where he's achieved more power, right? Like he's much more, he's more lethal, he's more feared now than he was 8 years ago. So, like no one would dare, I mean, you'd think no one would dare, screw with him. But I feel like too, like there's moments again where he sees C doing these, living through these moments. I don't say doing things, but just making these decisions, hanging out with the wrong people. And I know we've probably all done that at some point in our life, right? Where, you might hang out with some people and go, I don't know, these folks are questionable, cool with them, but probably not going to stick around for too much longer. And that's, again, exactly what, Sonny is telling him, like, you can't be hanging around with these kids. Like, they're losers. Slick, and I forget what the other guy's name who comes up, Mario, like the Mario test, right? Which was stupid as hell to tell if a girl's worthwhile or not. But yeah, it is kind of quite interesting.
What was his test? I forgot.
I'm trying to think. God, what was the Mario test?
It was something really stupid.
It's like you have to like basically like have like, what was it? If pull up next to a trucker, if the trucker's looking down,
right?
Yeah, and
she's easy if she goes down on
they
you.
Kick her out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, but that might be a keeper. I'm just saying. So, but the Rossi, how you doing, man? I was read this earlier. My mom, when my mom found my first porn, it was terrible. Question is what magazine was it? Which magazine? Playboy or like Hustler or what? Or like you're talking about DVD? Not like I went to magazine. Damn.
Yeah, well,
VHS.
That's what I had for a little while as a kid. We had internet porn, but it wasn't quite the same. Back then it was you had to download files. It was hard.
It's all grainy.
Yeah, I like my buddy had like a VHS. I don't think
240p.
Yeah. It's like the old meme where it just like it loads like a line at a time, But I had like I forgot how I got my hands on these. I don't know if I bought them or what, but I had like two. That got me through for a while. You know what I mean? And who I can't even, who knows what they were called. But yeah, that sounds so funny. It's so funny the way we used to like, it used to be like, oh, my coveted, my porn, the one porn I have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to talk about something in particular here, this next scene. But yeah, I just wanted to like highlight some of these funny ass scenes because again, like he's learning and he's just seeing these takes that are just again so I guess maybe intriguing to a kid because you see again how Sonny can just talk to anyone and like he doesn't get shit for it in return.
Frankie coffee cake no good. I don't want his face looking at that face when he's throwing my dice. No. Jimmy, get a towel from the bar. Put it over his head.
You got a towel over there? Come on, Sonny. I don't want a towel over there. It's embarrassing.
Dude, I laughed so hard at that moment. He's just
so
like
funny.
He stops, he just looks up and he goes, I don't want that kid looking at this guy's face. Like Jimmy, get a towel and throw it on his head. Like
a towel over his head.
Towel, dude. I mean, like it's such a good reaction. Like, dude, like, what do you mean me? Like,
yeah. He's
put a towel on my head?
You're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I'll put the second half of that clip, but Rossi says, "Oh no, it was a it was a lesbian porn VHS."
Oh, you left it in the VCR.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Need some console you wanted to get caught.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, poor Rossi.
Oh no.
That's rough, man.
That sucks. That's
is
funny, man.
That's rough.
That is brutal.
Here's the second part of that clip.
Put him in the fucking bathroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Wait a minute. Whoa, my money here. Get the fuck out of here.
Get him the fuck out of here. Put him in the bathroom. Get over there.
Get him the fuck out of here. Jeez.
Wasn't there was already someone in there too. They kept throwing.
Yeah,
guys
there was two people that got put in there. There was who was it? It was so they put Joe in there because he was sweating up a storm. It was like literally like sweating all over him.
So
and then
that bastard.
Yeah, and then who was it? Who was it? The one has the bad luck. Who's the jinx?
Yep.
God, who was it?
His name?
Was it?
Something under.
Oh God, who was it? Was it?
Yeah, he's wearing glasses.
Yeah. He's got the green shirt on.
Yep.
He also cheers for Kryptonite, the horse.
Yeah.
They all bet on him. He's like number one's in the lead, and he's like, then all you just hear is like, yeah, come on, Kryptonite, and they're all just like, fuck, you jinxed us.
Yeah.
Like, no. It's like if we. Hey, Sonny, we could still win. It's like now it's over. Just rip up the tickets and he just rips them up. They all leave, and then like at the last second he loses. It's like, oh God, I can't think of his name. But the three of them are all in the bathroom, which is hilarious. So
that's so funny.
This scene again, like now yous can't leave.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
very famous scene.
Yeah. Again, this is one of those scenes where, and the reason why I want to talk about from a masculinity standpoint is because this is being framed as like Sonny's discernment and him having this social awareness, and honestly, it kind of forces C here to understand like this sort of the truth of their lives really, and honestly, like it's again showing him some street smarts, understanding what he deals with. Like this is his turf. You're not going to come in here and disrespect me, especially when you're going to spray Budweiser all over Johnny Toupee here like this. That's just uncalled for. But like it's C showing this type of wisdom through violence and force. And again, like you push his buttons. There's a reason like why you just don't come down the street here and think that like you run the shit. Like, and it shows like the value of people that are behind Sonny, the people that respect him, people that are loyal to him, that people who will go to, like, no pun intended, because people use a bat in that scene, but people who will go to bat for him. And again, it's not the type of power that C should be going after, but he is learning a valuable lesson here. Yeah, because it's like the moment he says, like the narration is like the moment their faces change, it's like that's when he knew, like, you just
fucked up.
Yeah, that's the big FAFO right there. Oh, was it okay, Eddie Mush?
Eddie Mush.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I think that story, that this section of the movie, I think is based on a true story that either Chaz had seen or heard about in his neighborhood.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like based on a real event.
Rossi for $2. Read the second half. I told the story in Gucci's. Oh, okay. Hang on. The VCR in the living room broke, and she got the VCR out of my room. 5 fifth grade girls were watching it when my mom walked out. Then I lied. Then I lied. Who gave it to me and got caught? Who'd you say gave it to you?
Hey, Mom, it was a National Geographic documentary.
Oh, that sucks. And they're all watching it too. So it's like you've corrupted your little sister and all her friends.
Scarred.
Oh my God.
You give her two of her friends lesbians?
Yeah, right. Exactly. You created some fucking ICE protesters, idiot.
Damn it, Rossi.
What have you done?
Dye my hair blue.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So yeah, essentially, again, there's we see the bikes, right? We hear this. I want everyone to turn up their volume here. Yeah, it's annoying, right?
Note, my own personal feel. I hate loud automobiles.
Yeah.
Loud bikes, loud cars, loud trucks, any of that what's loud and you're drawing attention to yourself. I just hate those people.
Yeah, and it made me think of this.
I happen to be gay, boys. Do you think I'm a fag?
Do you ride a big loud Harley and go up and down the streets ruining everyone's nice time?
No.
Then you're not a fag.
I agree. And, the thing that the Harley guys say, oh, well, it saves lives. Bullshit. Because you don't hear it until it passes you. Like, because of the Doppler effect, you can't hear it behind you. Like you only hear it as it passes you. So it's really just a way to be annoying as fuck. I hate loud bikes. I hate loud cars. I hate all that shit. Drives me nuts.
And if you look at the scene, Sonny has manners. Sonny doesn't initially. He gives him the benefit of the doubt. He's respectful.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay, you just want some drinks? Because like, we just want a couple of drinks and we'll be out of here. Yeah, granted, the fact that their vest says Satan's messengers.
Ooh, cool.
Granted,
edgy.
Yeah, again, granted, Sonny's a kingpin, but he's still Catholic at heart. To a certain extent because of the Italian lineage, but again, he's cordial, right? He's like, I'll give you a chance. Okay. I'm going to go outside and talk with my young friend here. But the thing is telling, Jimmy, like, just probably keep an eye on him. And, again, all they had to do was just have a beer and chill out, not spray it all over dude's face. Obviously this upsets Mr. Sonny, and it's like, whoa, what are you doing here? And thus, again, you tried the wrong man. This is a great example of FAFO on the scale. Because he's like, yeah, now you just can't get out because I locked the door. So, like, what are you gonna do here? And then, yeah, like, she's like, I looked on their faces and they were all just stunned, like, ah, shit, here we go. Like, we're all screwed, and
might die.
Yeah, we might die here because then, here comes again the loyalty. Here comes Sonny's crew, because again, Sonny probably predicted these guys might be trouble. Because again, like you said, like he's aware. Like, okay, I know exactly who these types of guys are. Like, there's probably going to be a fight. Like, go get everyone from the back, grab some stuff, and just be ready for a brawl. And yeah, sure enough, there was definitely a brawl. Also, Joey the Whale here, he's like, he has this dude up against the bar, and he's like whamming him, like just like right here in the screen, bro. He's crushing this poor soul. I don't say poor soul, but crushing this scumbag. I guess I should say, as South Park says, a gay fag. Against the bar, which honestly, that's probably like, it probably hurts. I'm not gonna lie. It's just in theory of a giant human being leaning against you against a wooden bar. Probably, guy's probably weighs like what, 400 pounds.
Oh boy, yeah.
Like, that's a big boy.
I mean, and look, if you know how to fight, right? That you're generating a lot of force.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's, you throw your body weight into a punch. So if you're throwing 400 pounds into a punch, that's fucking serious.
Mm-hmm. Got to save the toupee, even though it's the shittiest one, as they state, of course. But yeah, I mean, all in all, the scene again is just like, I mean, even C gets hit at some point, but this is a learning experience, and this is a show of force as well. That these are people that shouldn't be trifled with, but it's again like, don't fuck around, and even Sonny says at the end, like, I want you to remember, like, I did this to you, like this was me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't. They're just dragging them out, throwing them on their bikes. I mean, it's like serious low blows. If you're them, but I mean, if you're with Sonny and crew, I mean, like, this is just, I'll say another day, but this is just how you respond. Like, we didn't start the fight, but hey, like, you came into our bar, disrespected us. Like, you're not going to just get out of here like without any repercussions or consequences. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to get the full force of getting your bike smashed, and then the one guy tries to escape, right? Falls around the corner, and then all like the young kids just start stomping on him. Like, one guy, I think I remember, he goes like, kick him in the face. Like, I mean, like, that dude literally got the shit kicked out of him. Mm-hmm. And then, Sonny's just got him by the head. Like, I did this to you. I want you to remember that. And
it was me.
Unconscious they were.
Indeed.
They received the message. That's for sure. Yeah.
That's a classic scene too. That's like one of those, iconic movie scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie.
Now you just can't leave, and he locks the door. It's just like, oh shit, whoopsie.
Yeah, if you're ever in a position like that, you just automatically know shit's hitting the fan here.
Fuck, I fucked up. You had a chance and you blew it.
Had a chance. Like, no takesies backsies here. You're done for.
Yeah. Nick, by the way, I got to get moving, my friend.
Okay. Yeah.
I appreciate you, brother. I got to get up early in the morning tomorrow.
Heard. One thing we do, I'm sure you're probably aware of giving a movie a masculinity rating. So, if you wouldn't mind, what would you say and give this movie on a masculinity scale from 1 to 10?
That's interesting. I would probably rate it pretty high. They do treat women with respect. I don't really think that's very masculine, so I have to take some points away for that. No, I'm just fucking around. I mean, it really is about men. This whole movie's about men.
Yeah.
It's about fathers and mentors and kind of life lessons. I mean, that's all. Being honest, that's all very masculine. That's all very like what being a man is really about, is like, these sort of axioms, real life wisdom, your father figures and, male influences when you're young. I mean, out of 10, I guess it's not like Commando or something where it's just like, like just pure
macho, sure,
uncut test, but it's up there, man. I'd probably say it's like a 9. That'd be my scale.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, that's good because this is there's a lot of overall good traits for masculinity here from the fatherhood perspective. There's sacrifice. There's a lot of good things here to take away, even though there's two sides of the fence between Sonny and Lorenzo, right? But
and then there's a lot of bravado, obviously, like that scene we just watched. I mean, that's fucking badass, you know.
Sure.
It's very cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. Like, I mean, like we talked about last week with Gran Torino. There's bravado in that movie. You know, the week before that, we talked about, you know, Secondhand Lions. There's some bravado in that movie too. So, you know, like, there's lessons to be learned here in those moments. This is something that you know, Caledro learned. So, but yeah, dude, I appreciate you having on. I'm jumping on here. I know you'll be back for a couple other movies.
Yeah, I'm down, dude. Yeah,
in the near future. Great. So yeah, dude, go follow Matt Foulball Productions. His links in the description here.
Thank you. And I have I got my show tomorrow night. So it'll be tomorrow night at 6, and I'm having Leon on. Leon is coming on my show. So
yeah, Matt has a woman on the show. I'm just kidding.
Trans.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it should be a good time. I talk a lot more politics than movies and pop culture and stuff like that. But
6 EST, right?
Or Central.
Okay, so 7 Eastern.
Yeah, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Yeah, and so come by, hang out with me. I got MFR podcast. I do it every Tuesday. I've got some good guests lined up. I got a whole bunch of archived episodes. It's gonna be my 100th episode.
Nice.
Tomorrow. Yeah, and I've been having some interviews with some really interesting like Gen Z right-wing guys, and they're really fascinating. Like I did one last week with this guy called Atlas Thugged. He's a YouTuber, got a good following, real strong set of principles, and another dude from about a month ago now, this guy Tom Foe is another, like, this kid, and it just exploded onto YouTube, and he's just doing awesome. So yeah, check those out because they're great interviews. I was really happy to have those guys.
Nice. Yeah.
But thank you for having me on this. It's fantastic, dude.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, pleasure having you on. Thanks for joining, man. And
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll talk soon, bro.
Yeah, see you, Nick, and Blue Collar Loser. Y'all have a good night.
Later, man. You too. Stay warm.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thanks,
guys. Rossi for $2. You might want to hear the rest of my story to left. Yeah, I saw it. I haven't a chance to read it. So let me let's see here. There was this really bad kid in the neighborhood named Chris. Not Blue Collar Loser. I blamed him because she already hated him, but it was my best friend's cousin who was 18. I was 13. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My mom pulled out the whole neighborhood in the cul-de-sac with the kids' moms, and it was like my son would never lie to me. And I was like, Mom, I have something to tell you. It was me.
Jesus.
Damn. So that sucks. It's like on top of it, like you were embarrassed in front of all those people. Did they just like brush it off, or like, I mean, look, you're a kid, man. Like you're curious. I mean, you know, who knows?
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of space systems. Ironically, I was one of those kids, younger. It was just a phase, you know. Again, you're young, yeah. He told Jimmy Whispers to get the guys ready soon as he told them they could drink. He knew why they were going to start shit. Exactly. Like he was like, yep. It's just another Tuesday, right? Not Taco Tuesday though, but 100% FAFO, 100%. Yeah, and honestly, like, talking about these last two scenes here, this one I think they kind of coincide with one another, where the fire, the kiss that happens before that, and it's just, again, there's a cost that happens with this false sense of masculinity here, where again, Kalitro's friends decide to attack a group of black men at a record store right on the other side of town. They've got Molotov cocktails in the car. And then homeboy in the backseat lights a cigarette thinking he's smart. He's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, okay. But it's like, again, that happened last time when they beat up Jane's brother and friend. So it's like this, Slick's like got this real like hatred towards, towards like black people. And Sonny, Calitro is like, dude, why do you care? They're just passing through. Like, they're not bothering you. Like, just let it go. But like, that's like too much for him to understand. And like we know that same concept happens to, every race. And, but for the sake of what happens here, and obviously what happened before this is when Sonny confronted Caledro and blamed him or thought that he was responsible for something that was in his car, right? Like, it wasn't there before. How did it get there? Where'd you go? Where'd you drive? Is this Jane person even real? Right? Thinking like he kind of double crossed him, which I think for Sonny would have been like a huge blow. It's like, you were like, I looked to you as a son that took care of you. I helped raise you. And this is like kind of like this is what you do to me, like the betrayal. But, really, we know from seeing everything and from Caledro's perspective that he's telling the truth. And it's like that moment where, he pulls him from the car and saving his life. And the irony is that now, because of what happens, right? Like, hey, like, guess what? There was a chick that was coming out. Oh, her name was Jane. And he's like, told you. Like, hey, no, you want me to go chase him down? I was like, no, let him go. Right? Like, he's like, I think at that point, Sonny realized he was wrong. But that's why he also he did the right thing and to save him. It's like, I don't want C to hang out around these kids. Like, he's safer with me than he is with them. Because now he's looking down at his dead friends. And it's like, after sharing this like tender, again, humanizing moment with Jane, like, has a real shitty kiss at first, but now all of a sudden he's able to have a nice one. With the girl who actually likes him, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. I don't care that you're Italian. I don't care that you're black. It's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think in these scenes, even going through the assassination that happens to Sonny here, like, this is the masculinity that's defined by consequences and like these like final discernments that happen for Sonny and for, the kids that die, right? His friends. And even for C here, right? This was like Sonny's one last protective act that he does in life, but the life that he represents, ends in destruction. Like, it ends in his death. So like his consequences from 8 years ago, right? We learned that the kid that walked into the bar, the party, was the kid's son, who he shot and killed in front of Sonny on his doorstep. It's like it's this weird, sad poetry, almost like a kind of like Shakespearean to a certain extent, because I do think these collective scenes here delivers, like, again, like, that's like the ultimate judgment that happens. Like, you've got this false sense of masculinity that only leads to one path. There's only one end, and it's destruction, right? Like, this ends up down a bad path. Like, it could have ended like with him in jail, could have ended with him dead. Even for like being loyal, right? I think it's unfortunate too that for C, as he's the only one that recognizes in the room, it's like, again, like to kind of point out what Matt said earlier, how Sonny he has a good awareness around him, like in reading people, and he's taught that to Caledro. And when everyone's in that room, he's looking for Sonny, to tell him, who knows what. Maybe he just had a great moment with Jane. The guys that you pulled me from the car are now dead, right? And who knows what sort of wisdom would have been given to Caledro and imparted to him, but because he's also had all this wisdom of years, and maybe who knows exactly what he has been taught to him about recognizing people or whatnot. But the fact that, again, Caledro notices this one guy, everyone's laughing, everyone's got smiles on their faces. One guy doesn't, and that guy sticks out like a sore thumb. And then obviously he knows right the moment, like that pit in his stomach, he just has this feeling. It's like, oh crap. And then sure enough, guy takes out a gun and ends it. So it is unfortunate that Sonny was able to save Caledro, but Pedro couldn't save Sonny in the end. It's like it's too late, and I think like that's the cost of being in that world. Like
definitely.
There's always this sort of recklessness to it. There's obviously this misdirected violence. And granted, like there is a bit of brotherhood. It's not the type of brotherhood that we would expect to have from like positive masculinity. But it's the opposite opposite thing that Sonny would expect to happen, right? Like 8 years down the line. But from this kid, right, like who has had this hate in his heart for 8 years because of killing
definitely.
It's like, oh well, I'm gonna get my revenge on you, right?
Sonny killed his dad.
Yeah. And again, like the way it's directed, from maybe like this cinematography standpoint, it happens so fast, and that's kind of like how it usually is for kids, right? Like, and they see a lot. Do they know how to extrapolate it? Not quite. But even then, it's meant to be like, well, what actually happened here? So to a kid, what he sees at face value is it's a parking spot. 2 cars tried to pull in. One guy got mad, and then next thing you know, guy's got a bat. And he's hitting the guy, breaks his window, and then all of a sudden here comes Sonny the hero and kills the guy, saves the other guy. Guy gets away in the car. We don't see who it is. We don't know him. No name, nothing. Even like when he's young and he goes, "Did you really kill that guy over a parking lot?" And like they don't answer him. He's just like, "You believe this kid?" Like they just brush it off, and it's like, "Yeah, you'll understand when you're older." Like that's just the other trend. Like his father says, like you'll understand when you're older, right? So that just kind of, it's a theme, and that is something that, again, for the sake of masculinity, like that's something that people like you should know when they get older. But we'll continue in just a second. More from the Rossiverse. No one held against me besides my mom, but who can blame her? That's true. I have an in-person job interview tomorrow. The aviation company. Ooh, gotta head to bed, dude. Rossi, good luck, my brother. Keep me posted. Which aviation company? Let me know. Let me get them free tickets. I'm just kidding. I will see you in March, though. Does that mean you get free tickets? Yeah. Speaking of Shakespeare, I didn't want to see Hamlet. I have not.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've seen the trailers and stuff like that, but I've not seen it yet. So, I don't know if I'm going to see it or not. I have other things that I need to. I have my catalog that I need to see. I'm behind on a couple things, but even like in the car here too, like where he's like, you didn't even think about the perspective of like, what if that thing in the car went off and it killed me and Jane? Like you didn't even think about it like that, and he doesn't quite know what to say. It's like, oh yeah, you're right, and that line, I have a clip for it, but that line about don't you trust anybody? And it's like, no, he can't in his line of work, but I do think that Sonny did. Again, he had a slip up because it is just his line of work, and that's how he has to stay alive. That's how he has to survive, is by not trusting anyone. And of course, he trusts what C has said. Like, oh, I think I was wrong about this. I have to go find him and then save him and then keep him protected, here with me tonight. But of course, he has other plans. So I'll play that clip.
Would you trust anybody? No. It's a horrible way to live.
Which is true. It is a horrible way to live. But again, he says right after that, like that's how I have to live. He has no other choice because that's the path that has been set before him. He can't do anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure you're taking other people's takes about this, but watching a second time, I never felt like Sonny was trying to groom C to becoming him, because his life lessons. He says, like your dad, like he still recognizes the fact his dad's hardworking, but he tells him stay away from these kids, right? These kids. He gives life lessons about I'm I'm feared. I'm not loved. And you never see him like, doing hits in front of like, okay, obviously when he was a kid, he's seen him shoot a guy. Since then, the past 8 years, there's no indication like Sonny's not like grooming him to becoming like the next Sonny. You don't see him doing mob bosses hits in front of him. You don't see him giving him life lessons about being a mob, even with a racial aspect. By all accounts, Sonny's a gangster. He's Italian. He should be against it in a racial relationship. He encourages it. In fact, he lets him borrow his fucking car. So he is paranoid, but like even like right there, kid, he's like, like he says to him, he's like, well, Sonny is very loved and feared. He goes, both, but he goes, I prefer to be feared. But he's constantly telling him his life, what his stuff, but he never encourages C to become him or to lead this life. We've seen enough gangster movies where these guys groom young kids, like any kind of gang in the military. I never get indication that Sonny is grooming him. I think he's almost like he has like a surrogate son to him, and he wants a better life for him. It's like he's protective of C, but he's not trying to turn C into a fucking gangster.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he wants something more for him. Wants him to be better than he is. To not, get locked up. To not be, to not be the same as him. It's like I think because Sonny probably realizes that his father will always be there, so he is going to hear things, and I think this is one of those moments where it's like, oh, that's a horrible way to live, because he probably realizes, that's just how I've had to live my life. But I understand from your perspective the way you live, the way you were brought up, and probably again, like this is what your father taught you, is to, to trust, certain people at the very least, your family, your friends, and then maybe you can trust some people you meet along the way up until you can't, right? It's like, well, I did trust you to a certain extent, but now, excuse me, I don't anymore. Because why? Well, you broke that trust. You you betrayed me. So but Sonny's just like, nope, I don't trust you. But it's kind of hard to say he doesn't trust a kid, but also like he probably knows as well when he was a kid. Well, maybe he's seen some things. So it just because you're a kid doesn't mean you can't betray him, right?
Yeah, it's like after when they first come back when finding the $600 and they leave, he's holding a C, and Lorenzo walks past, and then Sonny's the fatter guy there. He's like, boss, let me take care of him. He goes, nah, leave him alone. Then when Robert De Niro, they punch him in the stomach, but he's like, yeah, just mind your business and stuff and get out of here. Right there again too. He hits him, but he hits him, just get out of here. Like any indication in the past 10 years, if Sonny wanted to, he could have no problem getting Lorenzo killed. So he does keep him alive out of respect for C.
Oh yeah, like because Jimmy Whispers says like, you want me to take care of him? He's like, nah, let him go. Because I think Sonny at the end of the day does respect Lorenzo. But it's like Lorenzo's not going to just start punching him, I think, at that point either. Like he's kind of smart, or knows the limits. But Zaxi with Canadian tan goes, sorry I couldn't make it, but the color of money still sucks. All good, Zax. Yeah, I'll remind Matt that the color of money still sucks. It's overrated. Appreciate you, man. We'll get you on here next time. Let's see if I could I'll play this clip for you. Hang on.
The choo-choo on the hot floor.
You're gonna get cocky. Just make the point, okay? Just make the point. Go ahead. Come on. Yeah!
See, everything's fun,
Double deuces. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, having fun going an 11th streak there. I mean, come on now, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, like never one exchange between C and Sonny. You ever hear Sonny say like, "I want this life for you," or "I want you to become one of us," or join us. We've seen enough other movies where they make them join. They make them have the initiation. He never makes C have initiation to be part of his crew.
Yeah, or one of those conversations where it's like, "Yo, C, listen, man, I'm not gonna be around here forever. So when I'm gone, I need you to take over for me when I'm gone." And like, no, what do you mean, son? You're gonna live around for a lot longer. I'm like, nah, kid. Like, I'm old. My time is limited. You know, who knows what can happen? You don't see any of that. You don't go, oh, well, and you don't hear like the guys that are around him going, listen, when I'm done, you're going to start taking orders from C here. Right. Like you don't see any of that. So it's definitely like him going, you can hang out, protect you like a son, but also I don't want you to be in this life forever, make something of yourself, but take away what you've learned here. It's kind of like, I really do enjoy the line though. Although it is sort of, I'll say not heartbreaking. It is a bit, crushing, but Lorenzo says like, you made my boy grow up too fast. Because he didn't really get to be a kid and do other things that kids would do. It's like he started to learn the world of adults at a very young age, to the point by the time he's, in his latter of his teen years, right? When it's like 17, like he already knows a lot. He's seen, a bit, and still seeing stuff, right? Like, but yeah, it makes me feel bad for Lorenzo, because it's like meanwhile, like this kid's grown up so fast and Lorenzo's out working for his family, right? Being the working man. Like I was like, man, I actually feel for Lorenzo, because obviously Lorenzo is the more like overall better masculine character here. He's a good father, because it's like, had C again been in this car, also crazy shot when the dude throws the Molotov back into the car here and it catches fire.
Was it right there? Yeah.
Yeah,
like that. Oh shit.
Yep. And one of the guys says, man, they were white, but now they look toast. I was like,
oh yeah.
I mean, he's not wrong, but it's like, again, how you would feel if Lorenzo, I mean, honestly, you'd feel for both of them had C died in this moment too, right? Like you'd see the heartbreak from Lorenzo. And like, I don't know if Lorenzo could blame Sonny if this would have happened, because it's like, these are just his kids. Like this isn't, but maybe to some degree, like maybe he would apply some sort of blame to Sonny, but like, this is the lifestyle these kids want. They want to be like you. And I feel like that maybe would have been a moment where Sonny could have said like, I never told him to do this, or, I never wanted to be like me per se. Or I told him as well to stay away from those kids. He's going to do what he wants. Right. Like, but hey, look, he listens, right? I mean, he kind of got forced out of the car too. Like, it's like, get out of the car. Like, he's not going to say no to Sonny. At that point, he probably would have been ripped out of the car. But, but yeah, like, I think we mentioned earlier, like he just said to the kids, like, stay away from him, and at that point, like, you're a bunch of 17-year-old jits. You're not going to say no to, or, say, oh no, Sonny, we're going to, he's our friend too. No, you're done hanging out with him. Like that's the end here. But, it's a wake up call in this moment too for C, right? Like he just had a nice moment, right? As we mentioned, with Jane here, and to be in this part of town and knowing that, hey, this our place was just ambushed and bombed by a bunch of people that look and dress just like you, my dude. So
yeah,
you got a lot of people right now looking at you with some hate in their eyes, and rightfully so. I'd say, you just, like this is that moment too, where he's just like, it's all going, he's soaking it, he's absorbing it. He's all like contemplating about a lot of different things. And I forget what the exact narration is. It's like, I don't know if I should be sad or if I should be happy. Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's again, for a 17-year-old kid to experience this moment.
I mean, because he's happy to be alive, but then also he just lost his 3 best friends.
Right. Exactly. And how often does that happen to a 17-year-old kid?
Yeah,
You know, like
because you always tell yourself, I mean, we've all been there. Come on, as you get older, at teenagers, we all had a bunch of idiot fucking friends that did stupid shit like this, but you don't want your idiot friends to die horribly in a fucking car fire.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I haven't had any friends die any that gruesomely, thank God. But yeah, like this is just a consequence of their action again, which yeah, like, man, I'm so happy that Sonny saved my life. I gotta thank him for this. Right. I need to go find Sonny and tell him. Also, I need to get the hell out of here because they all might jump me and beat the shit out of me right now.
Or
so
kill him.
yeah, or kill him right where he stands, right? So yeah, even Jane is like it seems like they patched things up real quick with him and his and her brother, but even she's like sad as well. There's like a tear that comes out of her eye, and but yeah, he has to run the hell out of there and go find Sonny. But again, as we said earlier, the unfortunate thing is that he sees Sonny, and it's the last time that he'll ever see Sonny because he gets assassinated. And next thing you know, we're at a funeral, which is again quite interesting. You've got a lot of people gathering at the funeral, a local funeral home. Which again, ironic that the guy that he murdered 8 years ago had the funeral at the same place, right? So I was like, yeah, I mean, I just didn't realize it before, but when I watched it again, I was like, oh yeah, that was the same place, huh? But the most meaningful people, again, I think are Lorenzo, who again thanks him for his advice, and then Carmine, who we've seen and learned more about. And again, I think, again, their presence, as I say here, like reframes Sonny's life through consequence, like the debt that they is paid, and this a lot of moral complexities here.
Yeah.
And it's again not by like who shows up when the power is gone, but like he's honored by a lot of people. But I don't think he's glorified, right?
No.
And I do think like this funeral and in this scene, in this character here, exposes the truth about masculinity, that like it's ultimately measured by the lives that you affect, not like the fear that he commanded. So for C in particular, like his life was affected in a big way, and C wasn't loyal because of fear, right? Maybe some other people, sure, but like Carmine, who shows up, knew Sonny for a long time because of how he affected him. Lorenzo stated, "I'm not afraid of you," but his life was affected by Sonny as well. Maybe not so much so much of a good thing, but I mean, again, he says, "Thank you for saving my son's life." So there's this acknowledgement of gratitude there that even surprises C, and then again, one of the biggest things is, Carmine that's there. And as we know who, Joe Pesci comes out and, says like, listen, I'm gonna be here for a bit. And, but if you need anything, and I mean anything, you let me know. You come to the bar, and just to hear that and to think about, and I got to give it to C, obviously, like for what he just had and experienced in one day, one night, is a lot. And then to just think, yeah, I'm going to take some time away from the bar and maybe, I'll take away the things I learned, but I'm going to get back. I'm going to maybe change the track here or get my life onto a different, track and course and go down that and see how it goes. But yeah, like it's yeah,
because when you meet Carmine says like, he talked about you a lot. So far, C hasn't met Carmine, Joe Pesci's character, but also shows like how much Sonny's been talking about C to other people, to his friends, to his associates, but not in a bad way. So I mean, but in probably nothing but good things.
Yep. Yeah. And it's so funny because like Joe Pesci doesn't look particularly old in this scene, but the way he looks, he just looks. I don't know, he looks scary, bro. Like I mean,
oh yeah.
There's I forget what family he was from, but he was like a mafia member, and he served time, and he when he got out, he was in an interview or whatever, and they asked him, someone asked him, I forget where it was, but it said, of all like of the actors out there, the Italian actors out there who represent like, will play like, mafia members, like who is the closest one to be or portray an accurate mafia member? And he said it was this guy, Joe Pesci. And I'm like, I believe it. He just has a certain way of carrying himself. And not to say Palminteri in his own right could be, pretty scary or good in an acting sense, obviously, as well. Like same thing for De Niro and a couple of others. But Pesci just has something different about him, man. Like that, I don't know if it's in like just his demeanor or what his delivery, but
it's like the way, it's his eyes, his mannerisms. It's that's why they had to make him do stuff like Home Alone and My Cousin Vinny. But you see right there, like that's the real Joe Pesci. And yeah, you're right. Like a guy like that. I mean, having done prison time, I can always say, Nick, like, and talk to Goodwin about this. A guy like that versus, like, say, a guy like the size of fucking, Jack Reacher, Alan Richardson, or The Rock. A guy like Pesci would fucking terrify me way more than a fucking dude who's fucking like the size, like 6'5" and like 260. I do right there is one you got to worry about.
I would agree. Like, especially if like this dude snuck up on you, right? I'd be like, oh shit. Like,
yeah.
Is he a mob member? Like, I don't know how I should react right now, right? Because I was like, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. Who are you? And then again, it's like, you was there like 8 years ago, and you remember this? And it's like, oh my God, you were the guy. And like, dude, this the way. I know I have I did the clip. I got a clip for it, but oh God, please tell me I thought I did. Hold on, shit. Hold on.
I mean, some people just got him, man. Pesci just has that presence about him, and he isn't the biggest guy, but is it cinematography? Because like he seems taller than C.
He does.
Yeah, it's because Pesci's not the biggest dude out there, but he seems a lot bigger in this film.
Yeah, dude. Like just again, he's only in this for a very, very, very short amount of time, but it's such a good moment for him to be in this. But this is the way he says this is fantastic.
Is that fight really over a parking space?
No. Don't forget, you need anything, you come to the bar and you see me. Anything.
All right.
So long, kid.
The way that obviously, like in the movie, there's a more dramatic pause. Was it really over a parking spot? And the way he looks at C and goes, no. And there's a long pause after that too. And you're just like, oh shit! Like there was bad blood there. Like Carmine knew who Buddy was in the other car with the bat. Probably knew that he might be going there, and that he could find him there. And if he does, he's going to beat the little shit out of him with a baseball bat. However, you're not going to do that in front of Sonny and get away with it, and thus he forfeited his life at that point. But I love that scene. Again, it's so brief, it's so short, but there's some masculinity in it. Again, there's that fear.
Oh, definitely.
But it's like there's this extension because of him hearing about C for 8 years now and knowing what he did because he was there. He extends that same package deal, right? We'll continue that deal that you had with Sonny. You get that from me, if you need it. And again, granted, C's like, Might take some time away, you know. It might take a little break here from the bar. But exactly, just don't call Joe Pesci a funny guy. And if your name happens to be Spider, well, R.I.P.
I'm funny. How do you?
Funny how? Funny how? You're a funny guy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I don't. Tell me.
Yeah. I definitely want to cover that movie at some point. That's going to be fantastic. There's a lot of other great clips in this movie, great segments. It's just there's a lot of music all over the place, and I'm like, oh my god, like this would get copyright dinged all the bloody time if I play it, which is unfortunate. But but again, like Carmine leaves, Lorenzo comes up, and again, like these are probably the two most people that had a good importance with, again, as I mentioned, their presence being there. And the fact that I don't think C ever expected his father to show up, but I think it meant a big deal to him. And again, he apologizes. I said this earlier. He apologizes if he had hurt his dad in any way. And I think two things. That's a big step for him to say that to his dad, knowing everything his dad tried to do to protect him. Again, he reiterates, I'm sure, a lot more in like the life of the film, but in the film itself, he says it multiple times, like, your mother and I love you very much, right? Like there's that display of the unconditional love that his parents have for him, that all they want is the best. They want to give you the better life than what they had for themselves, or that their parents gave them, and they're just trying to do what they can to survive, to live. It's like, we don't even have a freaking car, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't care. Like, I don't need a damn Cadillac. I know what I work hard for to achieve and to have. And, there's a bigger meaning there, right? I have a clip. I don't think I played it yet, but it was the second half of when he smacks him earlier on when he's a kid.
Everybody loves him, just like everybody loves you on the bus. It's the same thing.
No, it's not the same. People don't love him. They fear him. There's a difference.
You understand, Dad?
You will when you get older.
And so he even apologizes. He's like, I'm sorry, I hit you, right? But it was called for at the time. You were mouthing off to your old man in the street there.
He's not hitting him to be mean. He's not an abusive father. Just say he's just
right. It was like snap out of it. Let me give you a little fresh one, a little fresh one. But also that, because he says, I think it was that's like a 3 clip there. The other part was like, he goes, no, your father's the tough guy, not Sonny.
Sonny was right. The working man is a sucker, Dad. He's a sucker.
He's wrong. It don't take much strength to pull a trigger, but try and get up every morning, day after day, and work for a living. Let's see him try that. Then we'll see who's the real tough guy. The working man is the tough guy. Your father's the tough guy.
And he is. Like, again, not saying that Sonny isn't tough physically. I mean, when he's getting in the bar fights, when he's like, okay, I'm gonna lock the door. Now you guys are stuck here. Like Sonny can be tough in his own right of just being in the bravado, the macho-ness to it. But when it comes to actual hard work, surviving, making a living, right? Like being the working man, like you're trying to abide by the law, right? Not take shortcuts.
I mean, and like you said too, the thing is there's different kinds of masculinity and strength. Strength is all kinds of versions. So like, yes, Lorenzo is nowhere near as physically strong as Sonny, but also, he's just said the strength of like to get up every single freaking day and work and bust my ass when the hardest thing Sonny's got to fucking do is pull a trigger, which, but that's part of his world. But like from a physical standpoint, you pull a trigger and you've seen like, the enticing of C, everything's a party. It's gambling. It's, it's girls later on. It's, for whatever, it's no responsibility. The working man, the guy, the real strength is getting up every fucking day and grinding for 10 to 12 hours while, Sonny's party mode 24/7.
Yeah, exactly. I get to hang out with the guys. I get to stand around and get to, drive around. Maybe I got to pull a trigger too because someone, acts up against me. I got to go collect my money. Gotta, gamble, got to act tough, got to drink, maybe get with some women here or there, right? Like, I mean, just, far easier living an unclean way of living too for Sonny, but, for what the type of masculinity that his father's trying to teach him, that's not the right path, right? Like, the prime example is right in front of him, but Sonny is just, again, he looks to this, this spectacle and just wants that instead. But, when you have things like this happen before your eyes, like, I mean, he granted he didn't see his friends die in front of him, but they are dead in front of him, like, not too long before they actually died. But then he saw a guy that was close to him that he admired, looked up to a varying degree, literally get shot in the head right before him, right? Like, he's going to have, nightmares about that. He's going to be thinking about that probably for the rest of his life, But again, he'd probably use it to a learning point. He'd think about it as much as possible whenever he comes to, I don't know, who knows what sort of circumstance in his life, if he, not saying he's going to make bad decisions, from here on out, but he can definitely look to both of these men in his life and figure out, like, oh, well, Sonny taught me some things. I'm alive because of him, so I'll always be grateful. But at the same time, like, I think I do need to live the path that my old man is actually telling me. It's an earnest living, right? No one said it would be easy. But like, you can maybe have more peace at night, knowing that, like, there might not be some guy trying to kill you the very next day because you're a wanted man or something like that, right? You killed someone else.
He's like, oh yeah, Lorenzo's like, he's just a bus driver. He's like, I don't go to bed every single night wondering and looking over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Every day of my life. So yeah, it's like, but so Sonny's got a different level of stress where it's like every second you're breathing, dude, there's a fucking bullseye on your back. Like, that's not a way to live.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, exactly. No way to live. And especially when you don't trust anyone, like how you weren't having constant panic attacks is just crazy,
Heck, and you can say too, who's the richer man? I mean, but yes, by all accounts, Sonny does have more money, but Lorenzo has a wife. Lorenzo has a son. Sonny, what do you have? And in fact, Sonny, you have no friends. That's the whole point of your lifestyle. You have people that are afraid of you.
Right. Yeah. Like, he doesn't have a true friend. He just, like, he has like coworkers, right? People that listen to him because he just gives them orders to follow. He doesn't trust any of them. Right. If Jimmy Whispers went missing one day and something was suspicious, the moment he came back, he'd be like, "Where were you?" Right. Like, what were you doing? Like, this is off. There was you. Did you sell me out? And he'd be like, no, Sonny, it wasn't me. Like, but again, just like he did with C, any one of that could happen to any one of them, and that's no way to live. In constant fear of or zero trust, thinking that, again, like, I got to look over my shoulder, all the time, just because who knows, someone's gonna come in with a drive-by, enter the bar, right? So,
I mean, and even Lorenzo's for the past 8 years has been telling him this, but C had to see it for himself.
Yep. Yeah, and just like we've kind of been talking about, and people in the chat have been saying, like sometimes the best thing is to experience it yourself, even though those moments might be very difficult, very tough, tough pill to swallow. Something that we really don't want to have to deal with, but sometimes we have to, right? But again, I think that's what also provides growth for us. Just like, again, like, this is providing, masculine growth for C here, and it comes at a cost, right? And it's like, this is not what I don't want to end up in a coffin like this. So, and I definitely agree, Kojo. Like, he has to choose the straight and narrow path. It ain't easy, but it is a much healthier way and livable way in life. Yeah. Again, you still got to pay taxes, so that sucks. But
yeah.
Okay, maybe not much longer for us. So who knows? But
yeah, right.
but yeah, overall,
great music too. Is just like it's just another
yeah.
just another Bronx Tale.
Yeah, I love it at the end. Just like, yeah, you'd say it's you'd hear the stories and just go, it's just another Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
Like, so it's again a very, very, very
It's
cool
way of
setting.
life. And you can
exactly.
It's even too about different neighborhoods, because obviously you see like the black people start coming to their neighborhoods, and that's even as neighborhoods change, times change, and there's so much to unpack with that. I mean, but like I was telling my son, like, because he made a joke about it. He's like, Dad, what about the Russian mafia? I never forget watching Eastern Promises starring Aragorn himself. My dad, when I was younger, he's like, boys, like my dad knew different people in his travels. He goes, one thing, the Russians, man, you don't fuck with the Russians. He's like, because the Goodfellow days and the Hell's Angels and biker gangs like that, even the Bloods and Crips, for whatever, all these different illegal people or organizations, and somebody's been to prison, they have rules. My father's like, he's like, boy, these Russians will kill children. They're their morals and Eastern Promises all about that shit. And that's like about Sonny and his character. It's like Sonny, for all his faults, there is still premises there. He's not a total monster. You don't see him like just like relentlessly just killing innocent people. He's fucked up, he's got his flaws, no doubt, but like there's a certain rule set to what he does.
Right. Exactly. What would you get this on a masculinity rating?
I know, so as we said, do like Lorenzo's speech, being a bus driver and a blue collar worker, and boy, and Sonny that has a lot of good masculine traits, because he does have rules, he does have principles. It's masculine. He doesn't kill Lorenzo. He respects, in many ways he does respect Lorenzo. As we said, he's not grooming C into being him. C is learning masculine traits because I mean, for what it is, a loyalty. He's not ratting Sonny out, which later on he'll take that with him as another lesson to learn. Don't be a rat. Also, C, his father, I mean, because he could have turned out a lot worse. He could have became a gangster. He could have killed somebody. He still does love and respect his father and his mother. He looks up to Sonny for different reasons, but at the end of the day, his dad still his foundation. And Lorenzo, I want Sonny's funeral. I want to thank you, Sonny, for saving my son's life. And we did see eye to eye, but like there's a certain level of respect between Lorenzo and Sonny. So there's plenty of masculinity. So yeah, Sonny's a flawed character, but we all have our lovable, likable bad guys. So I'd say for me, shit, definitely a 9 in masculinity. Nick, because said Lorenzo, he's just my favorite character because of what he represents. How it's still 2026, Nick, and how so many people wake up, man, with fucking 5 o'clock in the morning, make your coffee, put your boots on, put your uniform on, leave your house for 15, 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, and so now the days of social media, we see people taking the easy way out, and blue collar fucking workers are busting their fucking ass, man.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, again, like I wanted to hear what Goodwin had to say about it, of course, too. Just because of again, maybe since I know he helped create the Bronx, just kind of wanted to see what he would have to say about this, but yeah, like obviously for you, because I know this probably, I mean, you being in New York, you being previous bus driver.
Yeah.
Obviously just kind of seeing what you thought about it. So,
I mean, gangs are always enticing. That's why I told my kid to get the gangs and even military for, in a different way. But like, that's why the military prefers to recruit you when you're 17, not when you're 35. Gangs, they want to get whether it's mafia again or just different Latin gangs or biker gangs, they want to get kids. They're more impressionable. They're easier. The fact that C turned out so well is fucking very masculine.
Yeah,
I mean, and also as well, Sonny's not racist. He could have been. It's like, and even C happened to like I said, standing up for her brother. Her brother, he didn't save him in a sense, but like he still got beat up. But like he didn't needlessly beat up this poor black kid. Yeah, he slipped up and said the N-word, no doubt, because he's pissed off. But like he's got some learning to do as well. But he that's masculine itself.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Yeah, I would say my initial ranking was a 8.5. But I mean, honestly, I could bump it up to a 9 on. I definitely think this is, definitely a good display of different types of masculinity, which is nice. I mean, I don't think we've had quite had a movie like this where you've got two different, male figures that are trying to, well, not, well, I'm not say trying, but that where a young boy is going through life and wondering what to do with himself and how to grow and what path to take. Cause again, the time, the setting, it's of course, and, being just a kid who gets into trouble and, I definitely think this is definitely one of those FAFO type of movies. And again, there's consequences. This isn't the type of masculinity that, with gangster mentality that people should strive to become or strive to achieve. Because, like we have, people we know here that are like on YouTube or whatever that, have family that when we're all working, we all work for a living, even if YouTube is your job, right? You're still putting in work. I mean, might be easier than being a construction worker, of course, but I guess if you're still providing for your family, you're trying to, again, put food on the table, have AC, heat, depending on where you live, a yard your kids can play in, or, a car that you can drive, right? There's so many things that I feel like we can take for granted that people do take for granted. And they look at other things and just mistake them for a gift or not. And, it's like we'll say like, oh, first world problems, right? Like this isn't something that someone in a lesser country would ever understand what we're talking about here, because we are at the end of the day far better off. And granted, obviously there's plenty of people in America that are poor, but it's just, again, one of those moments where, as Sonny said, probably has more money in the bank account than I do, but at least I know where I stand, as a father, as a man, and as a husband, as a worker, right? Like I know what I'm doing, and like I will sleep soundly at night, and I will do it because I have to, every single day, right? But I
always feel like also gangsters, like especially, I guess maybe like you look at Goodfellas and The Godfather and even Sopranos, they don't glamorize that lifestyle. Unfortunately, they feel like they're stuck in it. It's part of who they are, but they don't like brag about how great it is. I never forget that one scene between Tony and Christopher, and he's like, "Dad, this X." I read the exact line, but he looks at me as a Christopher. He's like, "That's the movies." And it's the way he says it, because like even Tony doesn't glamorize what he does for a living to his son and to his life. He has to; it's part of his life. But you never see it. Like he's not having fun doing it. It's just like they're so even gangster life can be fucking nepotism. Like some people actually are born into that lifestyle because their dad was part of X, Y, and Z, and
I was saying, especially with like the five families, like in New York, right? Like you're raised and brought into that lifestyle, right? There was no way out until it all just kind of came crumbling down. Due to like the feds. But I mean, it is quite interesting because I definitely agree with Spotify. Like that's the thing about gangster life, that they're just putting in more effort to get the low hanging fruit. And sad at the end of the day, but that's just how it goes, right?
Because your gangster life, I mean, objectively is easy because of the fact at the end of the day, you are doing illegal shit. Plus, and the biggest thing is there's no loyalty. And I told my kid which is why Sons of Anarchy mentioned with Ron Hurst being Kratos. But the biggest thing for that show when you watch it, because it's like the biker gang, it comes down to Goodfellas and et cetera, et cetera. Gangs are not loyal at all. It's how it goes. You may get one or two. But I mean, overall, there's reason you're part of a gang and not like a family. You're not joining the military. There's a reason you're joining a gang and not going to get a college degree. The reason you're joining a gang and not working fucking 9 to 5 like Lorenzo being a bus driver, because it's easy.
Yeah, that, and I'd say too with like in Sopranos, right? Tony had God, what was his son? Anthony, right? He gives him that Nissan, that yellow Nissan SUV or whatever, right? And then I forgot what happened. I forget what season it is too. Maybe it's like halfway in the series, but he is when his son starts acting like little shit. And he's like super annoying and like is like emo. And that's when I think Tony like throws his like a football helmet like straight through the windshield or whatever. And he's like, I bought this. Like without me, you'd have nothing. Cause like he says something smart alecky to his dad. And it's just like, and you're going to get this fixed in the morning. Right. Like, and cause it's like, I don't have like, for Tony Soprano's perspective, like he doesn't have to buy anything, and he obviously has a nice house and, has quite a bit, but he could obviously live much more of a lavish lifestyle than he currently does.
Yeah.
But, like he buys whatever he wants. I mean, he could do a lot more for Meadow and Anthony, right? So it's just like they both. I mean, she goes to college, right? I think at one point, and then, but the kid definitely takes it for granted.
Yeah.
He definitely annoyed the shit out of me, as a character, not the actor.
Yeah.
But
that's the problem. When life is on easy mode.
Yeah. I mean, you could see a lot again, just for the movie's perspectives. I mean, you could probably also say the same thing with like The Departed, and Jack Nicholson's character with I'm forgetting their names, but with Matt Damon's character, right? As a kid, you're Jimmy's son, right? Yeah, take a change, right? And but then he's like, you come down here to the streets, and then guess what? He's graduating law enforcement and gets into a higher position and is like breaking the law essentially, right? Like, he's kind of in it, but isn't quite in the same gangster sphere.
Yeah, well, it's like people, the working class man, the blue collar guy like Lorenzo. Oh, your dad's just a buster. Or your dad's just a hairdresser. Your dad's just a whatever. And it's like, but they're fine being gangsters. And I'll never forget that, Nick, where I met people when I was away. Like, hey, like people say, hey, Chris, when you get out, what are you gonna do? I said, I will flip burgers. I will be a janitor. I don't want to be here anymore. Like, oh, fuck that, man. If I come home, I'm not flipping burgers. I met several guys. I rather just like, sling some whatever on the street, end up back here. I'm like, end up back here, dude. You're a porter in a prison inside the dorm there, and you're scrubbing toilets for prisoners. You're making like 5 cents an hour because your commissary every 2 weeks is like $4 fucking. But you'll come back here to prison but then being a sucker and being a low life, working at Burger King, McDonald's, and Wendy's, that's lower than you. So it's lower than you working for a living, but it's not lower than you going back to prison 2 or 3 fucking times. And I met guys who were under 3rd or 4th prison bid by the age of 30. I'm like, dude, just go work at fucking FedEx. And like, oh, but now I'd rather go back fuck out and sling whatever drug on a corner. I'm like, then you get caught again. Like, bro, the math doesn't make up, bro. Again, but you're above McDonald's worker. Well, that McDonald's worker, when you do the next 2 or 3, 4 years, right? He's going home to his wife and kids, and you're stuck in prison for the next 2 or 3 years. So but in their mind, they're better than the McDonald's worker who's working every fucking day because slinging fucking crack is easier. Then slinging crack gets you back away for 5 years.
Yeah,
it's a very strange mindset to have, man.
Very much. Yeah, it is unfortunate. So, but we're going to call it here for the night. And I just want to say, very much appreciative of my panels here, Blue Collar Loser and Matt over at Foul Ball Productions. We're going to have a couple more guests, but Zach's couldn't make it, and we're going to have Shield Wall of Dragons on, but he's dealing with some weather problems right now. Of course, I'm sure everyone's aware of, but great conversation. Again, it was great watching this movie. It had been a while, but I've always enjoyed watching this movie, and and I love watching movies I haven't seen in a long time that I've always either known about or have watched. But it's just been a while, and then looking at it with this type of lens.
Yeah. I mean, as we mentioned earlier, it's funny how it said Bronx Tale. Like, financially didn't do that well, but you know what? Number one, word of mouth, and number two, it said this was 1993, so still VHS sales were still a thing, eventually DVD sales and pop culture references. Yeah, some films didn't hit the stratosphere, but remember back then, it's 1993. You fucking had the Casino and the Godfathers and the Goodfellas, and they were kind of oversaturating the market. That's the thing. I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, I've never met anybody in the past 30 years to like speak ill of this film. It's just that it box office. But again, how many of our favorite films of all time were box office disasters? This just kind of fell under the wayside, but we're still talking about 30 years later.
Yeah, and they end up becoming like this, like, cult classics, or very big fan oriented films, right? That people enjoy or they'll reference, right?
Yeah,
So
and I mean, and it's more of a character study with C because it's not as glamorous as the Godfathers. Again, the other ones, the big ones, the Casinos, and even those are. I mean, how many action scenes does this film have? What? I mean, one shooting scene. That's it. There's no big. No, so this is for all accounts a low budget mob movie.
It is. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could maybe say the Molotov scene at the end too, right? Like, I guess it's action. There is action happening, but I'd say aside from the bar fight, like that's mean. That's really it.
Of all the mob movies, that say this doesn't have big action scene, big fight scenes. There's no like, the guys are holding Tommy guns. They're not fucking shooting rocket launchers. There's not like big set pieces. No, this is for the most part, this film is like 99% dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. Dialogue, characterizations, theme based. So, but I think you're right. Like, it's definitely came out in oversaturated time of mob movies, and which again, like I don't think it's a bad thing because we don't really get mob movies anymore, or good ones, even if we had. And I just am blanking on anything that sort of have come out recently, but.
I mean, they're not as some would say that it's definitely a more question, Nick, is like, has their power dwindled or because of like the Godfathers and Goodfellas when they're fucking, remember the greatest fucking trick the devil pulled was, telling man that he didn't exist. But a lot of people were pissed off at the Coppolas and the fucking the guy Ray Liotta played. But they were like basically exposing the fucking mob, telling everybody, hey, the mob is prevalent, it exists. Like, our best kept secrets we are in secrecy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are they still out there? Are they in different sectors?
Maybe not. But what have you got planned for the week?
Oh, I'll double check with Goodwin, but tomorrow we were going to stream The Postman with Kevin Costner because Goodwin likes that movie a lot. 3 hours long. Well, probably go an hour earlier. I watched the first 2 hours today. Another one, very underrated film. My mother remembered The Postman. Seen that with my father. It came out in 1997. Costner just came off Waterworld, so kind of I'm under the wayside. But Postman's a very good film. Just rewatching it, like, damn, we keep having these Nick, everybody, you, me, Goodwin, Zach's, or Niad, just point out these older films that people should be talking about. So hopefully I'll check Goodwin. We should be going live tomorrow. And I think Jeremy Johns rated that new Sam Raimi film looks pretty cool with what's her name there? Rachel McAdams.
Yes. Yeah, I think I might check that one out. Ironically. So but go check Blue Collar Loser out. There's links in the description below. What time are you streaming tomorrow?
Probably about 12:30. So about 12 hours from now.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. I'll tune in.
Yeah, before I make a link, I'll just double check with Jake. I know he said he has some doctors this morning, so I wanted to make sure it's okay with him.
Right. Yeah. As for myself, I will be talking about Primal Season 3, Episode 3 tomorrow night with Vex, Pumpkin, aka Gourd King, and then Goodwin as well. And Wednesday, I'll probably be on ABF's Off the Hip stream. Trigger Happy, and talking about games and whatnot. And then Thursday, I believe I will be streaming Helldivers again, I want to say.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked to Nia about it. Eventually be cool if Nia got fucking Warhammer, man. It's got 3-player co-op. I mean, shit.
I've been talking about it.
It'd be cool. I would just watch you guys play that again because, man, that's such a great campaign.
He's never played it, and I was like, dude, you definitely like it. I was trying to tell him like you could probably make some content out of it, but it's just time itself. So, but then next week we're gonna be here on Masculinity. We're talking about The Respectables football movie because just kind of a Super Bowl's coming, soon thereafter. So, I know that everyone's not into sports or like NFL or Super Bowl, but Respectable is a good movie though. Keanu Reeves, so it's gonna be a fun time talking about that for sure. So
wait, you mean the Replacements?
Replacements, yeah. What did I say?
You said The Respectables. I'm like,
Respectables. Sorry, shit, my bad.
Let's see, that's a whole different. I've never heard
late.
That,
it's late.
I should let
just
you go
kidding. The Replacements. God, I got my names mixed up. Yes,
should be a porno movie.
Yes, The Replacements. Just kidding. Replacements is next.
Yeah, that
next week.
Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good movie though.
Yes, not The Respectables. The Replacements. So that'll be fun.
Fucking Hackman. Oh man, Hackman's getting.
I'm gonna have to recommend this movie to some Gen Z twerps that should probably say it. Hell yeah, brought by. This is exactly what we're talking about, bro. I appreciate that, man. Sincerely. So yeah, spread the word, man. We gotta get Gen Z to understand. There's some, we've had a couple of Gen Zers on it, like Box Office Brawler, Isaac, that are aware and they're, the word is spreading. So that's what we're going to continue to do. So, I appreciate everyone that's popped in, watched, lurked, chatted. Really, I do appreciate it. So, always have a fun time here on Monday nights. Definitely look forward to it. So, going to be looking forward to next week as well. Gonna be some good movies for February. A couple sports inspired because of the Super Bowl and then the Olympics as well. So I won't say what that one will be, but it will be at some point. Will be an Olympic related movie in February as well next month. So, but and there's gonna be a weird movie in February. I will say, I'm not gonna spoil it. There's gonna be a weird movie that we're gonna be covering that I did not recommend. It was a good one, but he intrigued me by it. And I was like, we might just have to do it. And I'm sure it might turn some heads, but we'll see. I'm really curious to see what people are going to say about this one. Cause it's something is going to seem like a movie that comes out of left field, but there is masculinity to it. So I can't say it's not going to be like a waste of time. All right. So there's going to be something to take away from it, but I was trying to see who else is streaming that we could raid into. I'm sure you'll go on your separate ways, but there's ABF streaming, Prophet of the Dragon. That's Steve, friend of Zach's, and New Blackstreet. So I don't know. I might just raid into ABF. He's playing some games with some other folks, like Erwin, Hayden Wayne. We're playing this game called Lort.
Lort. I never heard it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. I don't even know what it is. Lort. Lort.
Sure.
So, you just if you follow him, The Respectables. You know what? I was thinking of Respectables. There was a bar. There was a big bar that I used to play at when I was in my band. It was it was a decent venue. Because like on some nights it would be like night night raves there. Yeah. But we would play there every so often. So like we would play show, and it was open till like 4 a.m., which doesn't happen a lot for like regular bars in Florida. Unless it's a strip club, and this was not a strip club. So it was really cool to play shows at. We wouldn't play there that late, but it was called Respectables. So I don't know why I just somehow had a super long flashback to the name Respectables and then didn't say The Replacements instead. So Yeah, it makes sense why you've never heard of it because I just made up a movie spot, a movie title on the spot. So
I downloaded the wrong movie on Pornhub.
Whoops. Yeah, we're not going to be discussing that movie. So, yeah, gonna end the stream here, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching. This is the clip I had for Goodwin. I'll just have to wait till next week, but I'll play this for you guys and we'll end it.
Bites every day. No, it's probably the titties. Now you're a mile. Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Orgasmo rules. If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it.
Oh, fuck, I love that movie.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll play this one
I
too.
happen to be gay, boys. Do you think I'm a fag?
Do you ride a big loud Harley and go up and down the streets ruining everyone's nice time?
No.
Then you're not a fag.
Yep. All right, guys.